Yo, and we're live. This is Julien Jean-Pierre from the Royal St.Lucian Seamoss Company, and it is another Wednesday, November the 24th, and I'm doing a live stream again. I'm going to try, like I said before, I'm going to try and see if I can make time to do this every Wednesday and Sundays so that you guys know to come check me out. And I just want to put some links out there in the group to kind of let everybody know if they want to join in on the conversation. You're welcome to come in. I can add up to like 10 guests, I think. And yeah, let's get some people in here and let's start talking about Seamoss. I see there's a few people in the room. Also, you can hit the comment section and comment from that. I don't really have a set topic today. I think one of the things, though, I am going to try and discuss a little bit is going to be how it's not possible for the Seamoss to get minerals from the rock. I think that's a topic that many people like to discuss, and they find that I don't know. There's a lot of confusion on it, on what's real or what is the facts about it and what's not. So I am going to be packaging some Seamoss while we're talking because I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. So I'm sorry if there's going to be a little bit of noise, but I gotta blow these packages up. I should actually get some air today. I don't know if putting my mouth is a good idea. Yeah, I think I'm gonna not do that. Anyways, let's get into it. I actually was just watching. That's why I started so late. I was watching. I think his name's Mikal Lee, and he was doing something on Discord where he was talking about Seamoss and adding it using different. I forget what he was calling it, but it had to do with like the Philosopher's Stone and pyramids and really, really, really serious next level shit, and understanding how the nutrients get assimilated in the body. And so what he's pushing is actually like kind of like a supercharged Seamoss, which should be really interesting. And he's using the powers of pyramid energy and technology to concentrate different, I think, elements or frequencies into the Seamoss to give it that kind of extra boost. And so, I mean, the information he was putting, he was backing everything up. So, and it seemed very interesting to learn and talk about. I'm gonna put the chat overlay. Please, guys, don't be shy and feel free to push some questions out there if you want me to answer it. I'm going to also be able to pull up my screen there, and I'm going to go through some of my links that I have. For those that know me, I have a lot of links on Seamoss and different research. And I don't know, maybe what I'll do is I'll just pull up a couple links and we'll just go through the information and see, kind of go down the rabbit hole and see what happens. If there's something specific you want me to talk about, definitely make sure you throw it in the comments section there, and I'll do my best to either answer it or we'll Google the information and do the research together. There's nothing better than having, multiple minds discussing a different subject and, or different subjects. And for me, that's the one thing I love. I love debating. I love discussing things. I love, seeing opposite sides of different people's views, because that's really, I believe, where you start to learn organically and you start to, discover things that you never thought to discover. You need to be able to allow yourself to think out the box. If you're if you're following one or two people and you're not really going beyond what they're teaching, you're not really learning much. You're not even really learning. You're just a follower. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think that it's important for us to be less of followers, right? It's okay to follow somebody, right? As long as they're going in the right direction. But I think we need to be less of followers and more of our own, like to take control of our own individual lives and let it plot it. Because the reality is, in my view at least, we're all different. And everybody has different wants, different needs, different beliefs, different views. We all control our own universe within our own selves. So, you know, you hey, what's up, Moss King? Bro, you should join the link and come in on the video so we could talk one on one. It'd be, pretty cool. One thing I was like, kind of like thinking about today, I was like, geez, I wonder if anybody's going to come and try and troll me about the stuff that I've been posting lately about Dr. Sabi. Wow. Did I really cause a little bit of stir in the group there? Definitely, lost some memberships from that post. So many people were like, "That's it, I'm out of here, I'm leaving, I this and that." And you know what? Like, there's the link. I just sent it. This is how I feel. If you can't openly, like, comfortably discuss the subject, if you can't look at someone's alternate view and sort of like defend your view, you know what I mean? Like how are you really learning everything? Like you're operating with like blinders on. You're not even listening to what's funny the most, like, because I read all the comments, and one of the things I noticed in the comment was many of those people that were freaking out, especially the ones that were freaking out the most. It was almost apparent that they didn't read the actual article. They didn't understand what I was trying to say in the message, and they missed it. You know what I mean? And so that's disappointing. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to say about it. It would have been nice to see what people's thoughts were, like genuine thoughts were about what was the information that was put in there, what was said about him, what he, things that he claimed that, were later turned out to be false. Like, no one's going against his teaching and saying, you know what, maybe it was the title. Maybe that's what really, like, mess with people, because the title was definitely like a clickbait kind of title. Like, he was calling him out as a fraud, and saying that he's not a healer and stuff. He's definitely healed people, or at least the how do you say it, the methods that he has developed, you know what I mean, has gone on to teach people. And, like, I don't know, I've always wondered, like, I wonder how much of the stuff he actually gave away for free, because to me, it seems like a lot of the stuff that he did, he was getting paid for. Did you find the link, Moss King? Were you able to get it? You know what? Yeah, I'm going to put it right directly in the comments. And I got to go find it in the Facebook group. Seamoss Buyers Club. There it is. I put it in the group there. It's weird that they won't let it click. Like, they won't make it clickable in that state. I don't know if everybody caught Sunday's live stream. That was a really good live stream where I had with Ricky Ray from Ocean Gold Seamoss. And that's the thing too. I want to start, like, bringing people on as actual, like, guest speakers to come in and talk with me, and let's just chop it up on whatever we can about Seamoss. Oh, there he is. Whatever we can about Seamoss. You're gonna have to close the window, or else you're gonna get an echo.
Gotcha.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
What's going on, bro?
Man. Heck of a day.
Yeah, I was just posting on what's that girl's name? She's from Jamaica, Seamoss something. I forget what her name is. She sells the Jamaican Seamoss. You know what
Uh,
I'm talking about?
Probably if
Soul
you're.
Food Jamaica. That's it. Soul Food.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, she was talking about how she was wanting to. She was talking about taking some soursop tea, and I was like, definitely today is one of those soursop tea kind of days. Like,
Yeah,
been real busy, busy, busy.
it
What have
been,
you been up to? Just life?
yeah, man. Just running around, grinding,
I hear you. I hear you.
back and forth in my messenger and on the phone. Uh, you know, Mr. Yeah, I
Seamoss.
ended up finally talking to Mr. B.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't about what we thought,
Uh huh.
but yeah, he was saying it was crazy. Something going on with the they switched their banking, and he was saying the last wire transfer that I sent, they didn't. He said he just got the statements today because I told you a lot of times he'll just send it, and and he said that he just got the paperwork today. Was looking at it, and he said it wasn't just mine. He said it was like almost everybody that sent wire transfers, like their money came disappeared and didn't
What?
make it. Yeah, yeah.
Didn't
So
make it.
he was saying, he been having to contact people to go back and ask their banks to trace the transaction.
That's crazy. And
Yeah,
he's based in St. Lucia.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the banks are kind of fucked up down there, bro. And I know I've heard stories about them holding lots of people's money or just like freezing their accounts and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, it been smooth. You know what I'm saying? I mean, but he said that they changed banks,
Yeah,
so it's some type of mishap. So the money is out there. It's just where is it at because it wasn't ending up in a new account.
yeah.
So I told him I'd get with him on Friday morning after the holiday and
Uh-huh.
get with my people and
That's right. You got the Thanksgiving holiday today.
yeah, yeah. So
So, what do you think about? Is his name Mikal or whatever? The guy that?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's always interesting to hear some stuff you never heard before, but
Yeah,
it was over my head for what I thought it was going to be centralized around. So you
yeah.
know,
I don't
I,
know, there's some pretty interesting stuff. Like towards the end, I saw him. He was talking a lot about frequencies and how we control our environment and stuff like that.
right,
The pyramids, and like a lot of the stuff I agree with, especially when it comes with the energies and how we, we're like antennas and what I mean, like we're what is it, receivers and transmitters, and how
right.
we transmit frequencies and messages and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that I've been thinking about lately, and I've never really spent some time to go into it, but I don't know if people have ever noticed, but like in St. Lucia, we have pyramids, the pitons.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd be curious to see what kind of significant history that could have had. You know what I mean? Like they've always said that St. Lucia is like a blessed island, right? Like a
Okay.
lot of the St. Lucians, and they say it's very spiritual and that there's a lot of energies in it. And my partner would tell me stories about how he said, they've never really been hit head on with a hurricane, right?
Mm.
Or tropical, like, yeah, with a hurricane. There's only been one or two. He said all the hurricanes that come near them, they would come close. And just before they would, like, he said it would be like a direct line for the island. And just before it hits the island, he would just miraculously,
Turn the other way.
yeah, and go move to Barbados or something like that. It would just hang a left out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
And
crazy.
I know there's a lot of talk of like spiritual stuff, like Obia stuff down there. They do a lot of like witchcraft, and like you have to be careful who you fuck with because they could just put out, you know what I mean, some kind of like voodoo curse on you or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just crazy.
Yeah, but it is what it is, you know. It's
Yeah, man. So other than that, man, just trying to get prepared to enjoy some of these days off, man. I've been running. I've been running. The wife been running. The kids running. Everybody running. You know. So I see this like this your hour, man. You know what I'm saying? Like when you get in that warehouse, man, and you just you dig in.
I know when it's quiet and dude, I leave the door open and stuff like that, so I get like a little bit of feeling like I'm outside, and I just
Yeah.
jam. Like usually, what I'll do in these hours, I'll sit and watch YouTube videos, and mostly it's like videos on the news of what's going on. Like I watch the news every day in St. Lucian,
Mm,
and then from there, I usually will watch videos on Seamoss or um, different videos on like marketing and advertising. I do a lot of watching on like how to do Facebook retargeting and shit like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm drained, man. I ain't even lying. I'm drained, but I love doing this though. You know, like just getting the opportunity, man, to just like talk about
Oh
the
yeah,
shit that we doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's all worth something at the end of the day.
no, I love it. I love it, and I could talk for hours. The other day, me and Rick from Ocean Gold. Is it Ocean Gold or is it Gold Sea Moss?
Go Seamoss,
Yeah,
yeah.
Ricky Ray's Gold Sea Moss. So we did a live stream, but it was like I was doing the live, and then he met me on Clubhouse.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so he was talking from Clubhouse. It was funny. One of the people in Clubhouse, Empress, really nice chick, but or lady, I shouldn't call her chick, but she kind of went on him about the name of his company, and she's like, you know, there's another she was going on another product named Seamoss Gold, and like
Mm,
worried about, and I'm like thinking in my head, like who cares? Like no one's coming after him because his is Gold Seamoss, and they have the
right.
patent of Seamoss Gold. It's just like
Right.
sometimes that stuff, it's like you don't have a lot of. It's like it's not worth the energy. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't chase anybody that had. You know what I mean? A similar name to me, unless it was really affecting my business. Then I'd be like,
Yeah.
I got to do something. But other
Hey,
than that, I don't even think about the competition. The more
people
time
be
you spend worrying about the competition, the more it, you know what I mean, the more you're distracted from what you should be really doing.
yeah, people be worried about the wrong stuff, man.
Definitely, definitely, definitely worried about the wrong stuff.
What you in there packing up tonight?
So I'm doing actually a co-packing order. That's part of the reason why I'm here late, because it's like I've already done our shipments, and so I'm co-packing for this company called Elixir of the Sea.
Okay.
Yeah, and so they're mostly in Canada,
Mm,
Montreal. They're starting into a lot of the stores, but I think they're also going to get onto Amazon and what was it? Amazon, and I think Walmart. Walmart has a platform that you can sell off. Did you
what's
know
the
that?
deal? What's the deal with Amazon and getting on there? Cause you asked somebody when we was on there last week.
Hmm.
What they thinking about? What do they think about selling on Amazon? So what's the deal with that?
From what I know, it's pretty easy to get on there. If it was me, I would do more the fulfillment than I would do the actual ordering and stuff. The tricky part that I've learned or that I've heard, like because I'm listening to everybody go through their kind of issues, the tricky part with getting on Amazon is getting around the not having your own trademark.
Mm,
And so because there was a time where everybody wants, oh, let's go on Amazon, this and that. I honestly I tried to get on it and I gave up. I was like, fuck this, I don't have time for this shit. You know?
Right.
But because I spoke to people trying to say how do you get around it, they were kind of like informing me, no, you just got to follow the instructions. It seems like it's complicated, but when you actually do it, it's like you'll be like, oh, what the? And so you pretty much have to take the pictures of your product. What Amazon wants to make sure is that it's your product, and so you basically just take a photo of this with your brand
Mm,
on it, and then I think you got to take a photo of you holding it to show that it's actually real and it's not like a mock-up.
mm,
And and then they put you on there. But I think there's a lot of competition when it comes to the American side, and so the challenge will be, how do you stand out? Like, how do you get your product to be different so that people would recognize it? You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's where I kind of see the challenge. But I definitely think that if you're going to go on it, you have to get. I would do it fulfillment by Amazon. I think you shipping this stuff on your own. I mean, maybe in the beginning to start, you might make sense because you don't want to have a whole bunch of inventory waiting in Amazon. But um, just once things get going, you know what I mean? When you scale, you are going to not want to be spending 5 hours. You don't want to be here at 12. Like, there's a reason why I'm here at 11 o'clock at night packing Seamoss. It's because that guy does not want to do it. So,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So you're going to pay someone to do that stuff. You know?
Mm.
But, like, I'd be curious to see what uh, Walmart's platform is like. Maybe there's not a lot of competition. There was a guy here the other day that did a video, and he's on eBay,
Mm.
and like I didn't even know what you call that eBay. You could sell CMOS on eBay, or that there
Oh
was
yeah.
people selling CMOS on eBay. You know,
Hmm. I wouldn't personally go there looking for none, but you know what I mean.
this is what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
But from his discussion, he was saying that it's mostly the um, the commercially grown type sea moss. I don't want to say pool grown because I don't believe it's really pool grown.
Mm.
I think it's commercially grown sea moss, and he said a lot of that is there. And
Mm.
so, if you're looking for sea moss and you find it there, then you would, like his would stand out like a sore thumb, which is a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd be able to differentiate. Now, as I'm talking, I'm wondering like, would him being on eBay, would that help with his what's it called? Like his SEO, like a search engine, because his listing is on eBay. It might,
Mm.
you search for CMOS, it might show up. You know what I mean? On a high ranking.
Yeah, probably because I doubt if it's a whole lot of people just on eBay selling CMOS.
No, there's like probably like, and not the kind of CMOS that we sell.
Exactly.
Like I said, it'd probably be all
That other stuff.
yeah.
That other stuff. I need to
What?
man, I missed the opportunity and had you on the phone about the drink, the sweet Baileys.
Yeah.
I I need to get with you on that.
Okay. Sounds good. The Sweet Bailey's is nice, bro. Makes amazing tea, especially
Yeah.
if you throw a couple when you're doing the sour sop. Mm,
Mm.
yeah, man, for sure.
You be having the soursop leaves too?
Yep, I have beautiful sour sop leaves. St. Lucia, I believe, has some of the best sour sop leaves, and this is the real deal. Like, some of these leaves came from my backyard. That's how
Mm.
the deal came. So that's the real,
Yeah.
and they smell good. And
And
then
you
what?
can mix that with the bay leaves.
Well, I mean, I do. I don't know if you can do it, but I've done it.
Right, right, right.
I'm no bay leaf expert, but let me grab the bay leaves and I'll show you some.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I actually have two versions. I have the male and the female.
What's the difference?
I honestly don't know. I was told, but I forget, so I don't remember. But I know like one's stronger than the other. That's really the difference.
Mm,
One is more stronger than the other, and I think it might be the female that's stronger, and they're the smaller leaf. Like one has really big leaves, and the
mm-hmm.
other one has really small. That's how I know there's a difference. And so this is, I think this is the male version.
Okay.
Yeah, the bigger leaves would be the male, and so they're like leaves like this.
Yeah.
And so when you drop them into the tea, they turn like really, they turn the water really reddish, like a reddish brown.
Mm.
That, and I have the smaller one, and so these are the smaller leaves. Like you can barely even hold it. Like to show you a difference.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the ones you saying are more strong.
I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna message you tomorrow and let you know for sure. I was
Yeah.
told, but I forgot. I'll be honest with you because I didn't write it down. But I know I think it might be the smaller ones are more potent. Like they're smaller and pack a bigger punch.
Is it expensive to ship the drink?
Well, I don't make it into a drink.
No, 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 no. The bonju
The
whatever the
ball, the Bob one day.
yeah.
So it's not as it doesn't come as the drink. It's like sticks. So
Oh,
I'll get you those in one sec here. Where did I had some just I think they were even just on the table here. They were showing to someone else. I'm like almost out. I gotta like order them to ship me some more. So this is the Bob one day,
okay.
and so they bring it into like these like sticks things.
Mm-hmm.
So you take maybe about this. I would kind of break it into or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and so you boil this for like 20 minutes or so, maybe 30 minutes, right? And then the water will start getting a light brown. If you throw a
Mm.
couple of these in it, it's going to turn like this red. I actually think these and a couple sour sop leaves with this is a perfect combo.
Mm.
And bro, this shit is the fucking truth. Excuse my language, but
Yeah.
trust me, I love this stuff. This stuff it works, and
Yeah.
you can brew up a big pot and kind of save it for a while, or freeze it, and then I would drink it like a cup, maybe no more a cup at a time, right? Maybe, but you can drink it like a little bit over time, and it just kind of works.
Mm.
From the research I've done, it's like a blood thinner and a detoxifier.
Mm.
But what it will do is when you're ready, even like kind of like just got to think about it. Your shit is going to get like this. It will, and not only that, but it will swell up. It's weird. It's like you're like whoa, like what the, you know what I mean? And so yeah, I was really happy with the results, and It was one of those things where it kind of lasted for a few days. So I would be careful about taking too much. Only like kind of test your body as you go, because
Yeah.
a lot of there's a lot of stories about people being in the hospital and having to have their member drained because this
Mm,
it would if you take too much, it won't go down.
yeah.
And then if it won't go down, what happens is that the blood inside gets stagnated, and it's not a good thing. So you have
Mm,
to be really careful. And I know that there were times where I had taken it, and there were situations on which I did not like. I was thinking hard on like dead puppies, dead puppies, dead puppies.
trying to get your mind right.
Yeah. So someone just asked me, says, "You're talking about Bob and Day?" Yes, this is what I have here, Bob and Day. And hey, maybe say your name inside the message, because the one thing that's like it's not shitty about Facebook, but or this Restream app that I'm using, if you don't click a certain link to add in your name, then you
We don't
don't.
know who you are.
Yeah, like you had to say, "Hey, I'm Moss King," in order for me to see the name. So, and there was one like a time where I was talking to my friend Kenya, and it was like in the message thing, I was talking to someone, but didn't realize afterwards. So afterwards, it was Kenya saying it.
Yeah, I was thinking about making some tea with it and then infusing some Seamoss, infusing it into the Seamoss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. I
Mm.
would do it. Hmm. You might have to make this tea and then make it into a tea, and then use it as the water that you use to blend into the sea.
Mm. Yeah.
Because it's while it's potent, it's light. You know what I mean? Like you almost have to drink a cup of it to get
Mm.
some decent effects. And so if you're taking only 2-3 teaspoons, you know what I mean? It's almost like it has to be throughout that whole thing in order
Yeah.
for you to see a result from the the ball one day. Hey Rufus, thanks for joining. And if you want, there's a link above if you want to join in on the conversation live. Then you can come in and check it out. And yes, we're talking about Wabunde. This guy knows. Not a lot of people know about Wabunde. You know,
Yeah. I've never heard of it.
it's similar to the. You ever heard of marijuana?
Mm-mm.
Have you ever heard of those? You ever seen those spice rums?
Yeah.
So the spice runs where they have all the sticks and all the twigs.
Yeah. Yeah.
9 times out of 10, well, I shouldn't say 9 times, I don't know, but the majority of the time, at least in St. Lucia, if you see one of those spice rums, it's going to have Bob and Day in it.
Mm.
Some of them, they with the rum, they put like scorpion. Yeah, or even I should bring up the video to show you guys. But one time when I was in St. Lucia, we were meeting with these Seamoss farmers and the lady, and amazing lady too. And we kind of like were toasting to partnership or relationship, and so they brought out this rum. And when they showed me the rum, they're like, "Oh, it's got a centipede in it," and I was like, "Whoa, shit. It's some serious shit." Yeah, yeah, that was fun. That was good times. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's the bomb day. So you want to put it in the tea? I mean, you want to put it in the CMOS? I think that's a good idea. No one's doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to put together a male blend gel.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
like a male tonic kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I want to do the gel and I want to do a tea.
Yeah.
You see what he asking about the Katuaba?
Says Rufus Masters. I have some Bombardier and Katuba bark from St. Lucia. Can you grind it up and take it that way? How much? If so, how much? I don't know. I'll be honest, and I don't want to give the advice, especially when we're dealing with Bob Day. Like you got to understand, I had this for like months, and I was scared to take it myself. You know what I mean? So I don't want to tell someone, "Oh yeah, grind it up," and then they take it, and because my concern always was the dosage, like how much. Like, sure, you could grind it up, sure, you could take it as a capsule, but how much do you take? You know what I mean? What if you took too
Mhm.
much and your shit is just, like a balloon? It doesn't, it doesn't go down. I don't know. And I'd have to learn more about the kachuba bark. But I am planning to, I've been talking to my partner about it. I want to do a live stream soon where he'll bring on one of his friends that's uh, whatchamacallit, some friends that are healers or like or herbalists that understand the herbs, and we'll do a show all about herbs. So yeah, he says that it is potent. Just boil 3 sticks and it makes a lot. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like this right here, you can make like a giant pot that would last you for a while. You know,
Yeah,
or you can take it like what a lot of people do is they'll use soak it in alcohol and the leaves and stuff, and then they'll just keep adding more alcohol to it, and it just leaches out over time. You know.
do it go bad though after you make the tea? Like, does the tea go bad?
Yeah. Like any tea. Like if you leave it on the counter, if you leave it in the water, like I think it'll last for a few days. You know what I mean? But I don't know if it would go bad in the sea moss. I probably would go bad at the same time as the sea moss. Like if you made it into a gel and used the water, it would probably last. I don't think it would go off sooner than that. I don't know. Like the only time I ever seen any sign of molds and stuff with it is when I left it on the counter and I had leaves in it, like the soursop leaves and other stuff in it, and you could start seeing some bacteria growing around that when it
Yeah,
was left for a couple days, which is common. Like that's gonna happen, you know.
but if you refrigerate the tea, it should be fine. It's just like
So
how long can you keep it in the refrigerator? How long does it stay?
yes, that's a good question. I'm not sure.
Hmm. Yeah, that's what we talking about.
Yeah, have you heard it working for men with ED?
Yeah,
Yeah. So, like, I'll be honest, I had issues long time ago with ED, but ever since I've sort of gone on my CMOS journey, or even before that, because I was getting a little bit of healthy before, and I fast here and there and stuff like that, I've found that I don't have any issues. But I could see how the Bois Day um, would definitely help with, you know what I mean? Because if one thing for sure, I have longer erections. It takes me longer to orgasm, and my recovery is like that. Like like a couple times they were like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "It's the sea moss, baby. It's the sea."
but you know what? You said something that's important because and it's the same thing we were talking about last week. You still gotta be watching what you putting into your body. More so than not.
Mhm.
You know, because it's not no one thing that's gonna bypass a healthier lifestyle overall.
Yeah. Too many people, and I'm not trying to shit on people, but too many times I've seen people where they kind of are looking for sea moss to be that one cure all. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? And it's not. And no one, I don't believe it is. I don't believe it ever will be. And no one should mistake that. They shouldn't think, no matter how, like, like it's your whole lifestyle that matters. And it's not even just the food, it's the things you think about, it's the stuff you, because all that stuff can produce cortisol and all these other byproducts that will make the even if you are healing or even if you are eating healthy and stuff like that, those negative energy thoughts and stuff like that is going to make it harder for those things to actually have any effect on you. You know what I mean?
Right.
I like to see the CMOS as more of like to me, CMOS is like weed. It's like the gateway drug. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what people get exposed to, and then from then they go on and they learn into other stuff. There's like moringa. I'm surprised. That's one thing I would infuse definitely with the sea moss. Maybe not for the men and stuff, but people need to infuse moringa. And I think Kirby from Vegan Fiber, he's one of the few people that I know of that does. He makes it in, I think, in a pill form, and then also, well, you know what? They don't do any gels anymore. So yeah, he makes it in the pill form. He used to make it in the gel. You know what I mean? But moringa is good. And so the question here says, well, first of all, I'd say, what's up, strong arm? Strong arm, get some Bob Day from Florida. But this guy says, does Bob Day enhance female sexuality at all, or is it only for males? No. Bob Day is known to enhance the female sexuality too. What it does is it helps, I think, increase blood circulation in your body. And so, in the case of women, blood would flow more to the clitoris and it becomes more heightened and sensitive. You know? That's
Yeah,
another thing too that I felt with it was that it was, I felt more like the sensitivity was more intense, but I was able to keep like my without how do you say it? I was able to hold back from ejaculating. You know what I mean? Maintain. I don't know what you would call it. But when I did, it was like fireworks went off. Like yeah, it was good. Like I was very happy with it. You know? I don't know. I'm not. I feel kind of funny talking about my sexual experiences using the product, but you know what I mean.
yeah. I think Rick. I think he at one point he was he had a plug on the drinks for that, but
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know if he ever like stuck with it.
Because the
Um,
drinks suck, and that's not him, right? I'm laughing because in St. Lucia, no one drinks those drinks.
really.
Yeah, it's by Fruitsy. Yeah, Fruitsy. So I think
Yeah.
they have some good drinks, but yeah, they're not the best drinks. You know what I mean? They're in the stores. Now, my business partner, his drinks are fucking badass. I've never seen someone like control so much power through their Seamoss drinks. Dude, I'm not like I am shitting you not. Like that's why he got the name Boss Seamoss on the island because he used to sell the drinks in the streets and stuff like that. And I've been out with him where people will just stop him on the street and be like, "Hey man, what's up? Where's the Seamoss?" And he because we were running around doing things with the he wasn't really doing the drinks anymore. He's gotten more into the Seamoss wholesaling. And he's like, "Oh, no drinks today." And they're like, "What? What do you mean no drinks today? How you not have no drinks today?" And like there'll be times where they just walk up and be like, "Do you hate me?" No, what do you mean? He's like, why do you never bring Seamoss? You were supposed to bring Seamoss to my house. You didn't bring Seamoss. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like he literally would drive around with a cooler in his car, and he would not have to. He just stop anywhere we'd stop, and people would hit him up for Seamoss. Like that's
Yeah.
how known and popular his drinks are.
Oh yeah. That's Rick. I think Rick said they tweaking the formula.
Who Fruitsies is tweaking the formula for him? Oh, someone's got clout.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well I better not talk any shit about Fruitsies then. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
Yo,
just
Rick got he gotta let everybody know when they get that formula down pat.
I think he's probably doing, and if he's smart, that's what I was gonna. He's tweaking it himself, bro. You
Oh,
should come
okay.
in. I don't know if he likes cameras or not, but he should come in and join us on the conversation. Or if he wants, I'll set up the clubhouse room, and he can join us in there and talk, so he doesn't have to hit the do the camera shit. I know he's probably a little camera shy. So, Julian, have you ever seen a Seamoss flavored ice cream on St. Lucia by Fernand's? Yes, I didn't try it, but I know that Fernand's does do a Seamoss ice cream. There's a couple of manufacturers that do ice cream. There's actually one guy on the island. I forget what the company's name is. They're in the north of St. Lucia, and they produce a Seamoss popsicle. And that's another product that I think people have not like they've kind of slept on.
Well, it's some, you know what? It's a black-owned business here in DC. It's some black sisters that have a ice cream shop, and they do Seamoss popsicles, and they pumping like, especially when it's warm and it's the spring summertime. Like I mean, pumping. Like people be running down there buying boxes of they Seamoss popsicles. They love them.
Yeah, no, they work great.
Hmm. Yeah. I ain't got time to be making no popsicles though. If I had the storefront, maybe I would look into it. You know what I'm saying? Like especially like I said in the summertime. But they do popsicles, CMOS popsicles, and milkshakes.
Cool. I milkshakes. That's something I've never.
Yeah, and they're vegan too. They're not it's not like dairy. Yeah. Yeah. They do the milkshakes and popsicles, and they're very successful.
Yeah, I can see it. I'm trying to get Ricky to join in on the conversation. Oh, and that reminds me, I gotta plug in my laptop before it dies. Let's see if he joins us. But yeah, I have actually, you know, I'm gonna try some tomorrow. I had someone give me freezies as a
Mm.
sample to try, and I haven't got a chance to try them. But I want to try this Seamoss freezy. I think that would be another great product.
Yeah, I mean, if you could keep it, you know, like full of natural ingredients, it'll probably work. You know, without compromising it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You'd want to have like all natural, like especially in the case of like a freezy or like a popsicle. You know what I mean? And even that, you would want it probably made with like you want it to be like vegan friendly in a sense. Like you don't want to
Hmm.
have dairy in it.
Yeah.
I mean, in St. Lucia, they don't have that much issue. They put cream and dairy into a lot of shit, but I could see how here in North America that kind of, you know what I mean, we're pretty hardcore when it comes to being a vegan and stuff like that. And yeah, I couldn't see that happening.
You know, you got to put that link back in the comment box too if you want, because remember, you can't click on it.
Yeah, that's what I did. I actually went into the live stream and
Oh,
posted
okay.
the link so that he can join. So I don't know if he's seen it. There he is. Hey.
See me now? Okay.
Yeah.
I know how to do it. I was over there struggling.
It's
Seriously.
all good.
Shit, we
Now-
are,
now-
yeah.
now I
You see
feel a
me,
lot
you
better.
see me with the ski cap on.
Yeah. Oh man, that's what I just took a ski cap off. I was just outside. I was like, let me come inside real quick.
Hey, you're not in crypto, are you, Ricky, at all?
The funny thing was, I was in crypto like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I was in crypto strong. Like I had a lot of crypto. I was in all those Bitcoin clubs and stuff like that. And I was doing all those things. I actually made a little bit of money. And then that crash hit and everybody lost all their money. But we already know what that is. I already knew what it was. I was like, now it's all regulated.
Did you ever invest in you ever heard of BitConnect?
Yeah, I actually was in BitConnect a long time ago.
I
Like when
love
I say
it.
like 3
Yeah.
years ago,
That's me. That's
Yep.
me. I lost a lot of money in BitConnect.
I lost a lot of money in BitConnect. There was BitConnect. There was like 4 different like platforms I was on. I was doing stuff on all different platforms, and it was crazy. I was making some money, but then when it went down, it went down. It's just like NFTs right now.
Yeah.
Like that's how a lot of people made their money, just starting the platform and building the platform up, and then going ghost.
So it's not really worth it to hop in it, because some of my men was talking to me about it the other day about, you know, and they was making it seem like it's the thing to do, you know.
They want to make it the thing to do now
Yeah.
because it's regulated. So what happened like 2 or 3 years ago, it wasn't regulated. It was
Wild
a
West.
free for all. It was just you go out, you go in to get it. But they didn't have any control over it, so they wiped that junk out clean. Like you remember back in the day, they were saying that was the worst thing that you could ever do is get Bitcoin and all that other stuff. Now look at them.
Yeah.
They took they took all the blockchain and now they doing their own thing with it. So now you gotta understand. Now they want that's their new currency for them.
Well, they crashed it down to 3,000.
Exactly. They took everybody out. They took everybody out the game.
Yeah,
So
and
they
then
did that on purpose.
and now it's 65, whatever. Like
Exactly. But
But
you know who got rich off of that? They came back and got rich off of it. And so we looking like we made a couple dollars. No, we didn't make nothing compared to what they just made off of it. Like it doesn't even really it doesn't matter what we made if we made $3,000 off of Dogecoin. You know how much they made already? That's the wildest part about it. They made a crazy amount off of it.
So tell me who this guy, and I'm sharing my screen now. Who does this guy look like to you?
I don't even know who is that.
He looks like you, guy. What the fuck?
His hair is
Why
short.
I asked you if you were crypto, like without the hair, you know, like when
I'm looking at the dude, I'm like, dang, hold on, who is this dude? He do crypto now?
Yeah, his name's Crypto Cody.
I'm looking at that.
But look at his face, man. Like when I first
That's
saw
wild.
it, I was like, what is this? Is this Rick right there? Bro, that could be your fucking quiz.
And then he just did the exact same thing, man. Okay, man, you got that's wild.
That's why I was like, yo, is this guy in crypto or what?
No, man, and I, you know what? I love crypto too, bro. Like I love crypto when it first came out. Like, you know, I was back in the age where, you know, like we were using Bitcoin for other stuff. So
Yeah.
I lost a whole bunch. I can't even find wallets that I had like about 10 years ago. Crypto been around for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitcoin been around for a minute. I just lost all my wallets. So I just, you know, that dark web is a beast. They cleared that thing out.
Yeah. That's how they do it, man. They get you going, and then they pull the rug out from underneath when you're not looking.
So, hey Rick, let me ask you something. Why we got you on here? So last week, man, Julien was talking, and he was showing me like the different boxes that he used. Julien got like 18 different boxes. You know what I'm saying? And I know you use boxes, right? But all depends on the amount that you shipping out. You know, you'll use. Well, I mean, you got bags and boxes, but then sometimes you don't use the actual bags, right? So,
if I do 25 pounds, I don't use the bags that I have. But anything under now, I've been using the pouches most of the time, just because it's a lot easier. And they like it a lot better just so they can kind of proportion it out the way they want to. Boxes wise, oh man, we talking about boxes all day long. Like I love logistics part of it. Like that's where you actually where you can actually save a lot of money and make a lot of money if you really play your cards right.
Yeah.
Would you explain that? What you mean when you say that though?
Okay, so like there's certain weights, and you'll start looking at it. There's certain weights that you can get that, like say if I ship, like I know that shipping 3 pounds to anywhere that's in the South is little to no amount of, like it's like $9, maybe $9.50. That's about $1 or so over shipping a pound. So it's always, like, to me, it's always better to ship 3 pounds than ship a pound. Like, I don't like shipping a pound. A pound is the worst thing to ship because you got to pay $8 to ship it. So it's always best the 3 pounds and over. Like, even the 2 pounders, because you can get the 2 pounders and it's going to still be around $9, just depending on where you're going with it. That's why I always tell people that like your region area is always a good thing because you can get it to them quick as possible, and also it's cheaper for you.
Mm.
So as long as you can kind of access that shipping into your price and into your price point to where you're still making your money even with the shipping included, and then you just kind of judge it by that. You kind of coordinate what you want to do after that. But um, with the as far as even the size of the box and how the box is structured, you'll start to see like in your area, like the ones that are 15 by 15 by 15 are usually cheaper than the ones that are 16 by 16 by 8.
Mm.
And you'll start to see those little small scenarios that start to happen. So I always like to use the like 14 by 14 by 14 if I have to, 15 by 15 by 15. If I'm shipping 25 pounds, 18 by 18 by 18
Mm.
always works good. You never have any issue with getting it in there unless they dried it to the point where it's amazing and it's really fluffy. Then you might have a little bit of issue getting it into the 18 by 18 by 18, but other than that, you don't.
Yeah. I I need to, I need to figure out all the little shipping hacks. Julian was talking about, was it pirate ship?
Yeah, I was just waiting for an opening to do that. Are you using pirate ship, Rick? Or
No, I actually
what do you use to buy
with
your labels?
I go straight through Shopify.
Worst.
It's actually not that bad because when I actually did pirate ship, like because if you're doing 3 pounds or more,
Uh-huh.
I always use UPS. And when you go to pirate ship with UPS, you're not really losing anything. Like it's really right there at the same price.
Uh,
Um, I would use pirate ship because that's who I started off with, and I actually still have an account with pirate ship. That I use every now and then just because I have an account with them.
yeah.
But it's most of the time when I have to use USPS for a bigger package because I want it to get there a little bit quicker. But
Mm.
I like UPS anything for 3 pounds or more. Like I actually like UPS. Period. I don't like USPS
Yeah.
for anything right now because they're slow on everything. Um, like I might send a package like first class because it's just the 8 ouncer or 2 ouncer, and you might send it first class. You think it's going to be there in 2 or 3 days. It's going to end up being there in like 2 weeks,
Wow.
and it's going to get
What?
lost in the system.
What,
I've
through the
had,
post office?
Yeah,
yeah.
through the post code, they're not going to tell you like first class. You're not going to really because it's a small package. Most of the time, you're not going to get a tracking number on it. You're just going to send it like $2.80, and it's just going to send it through the mail. Now, when you do that, you don't know where it's at. It's just in there, and then they'll hit you up like, "Hey, I don't know where my package is," and it's just like, okay, and it's first class, and right now with first class, you gotta tell them it may take 2 weeks. It
Mm.
may get lost in the system. Like they might not even scan it,
Yeah.
Wow. That's
and that's
crazy.
just USPS right now. Like I've had that even with priority. Priority may, even though it says 2 days, it may take 3 or 4 right now.
Especially with this COVID stuff.
Yeah,
There's no guarantees at all.
yeah, they're backed up.
I
So
remember. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I love UPS. Like that's why 3 pounds or above, I'm using UPS. It's there in 2 days. West Coast is 3, maybe 4 at the most.
I
Yeah, I
don't,
like UPS too, but it just seemed like they more expensive. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. I
Yeah,
found them cheap on. I use. I don't use pirate ship personally. I use net parcel. On that, I found them to be really cheap. And
Uh,
just I don't know how much the percentage is cheaper than Shopify, but it was definitely cheaper, like
okay.
by a few dollars. Yeah.
so then that's probably the main thing that I'm missing. Especially being that like I haven't launched my website and stuff like that. I'm thinking once you get your shit more in order, you know what I'm saying, then you can use those other platforms, that's going to help you save money with regards to shipping, as opposed to, just doing it the way I'm doing it. It's like orders come in, I'm packing it up, but I'm not paying the shipping. I'm attaching it, but I want to get to the point where I could offer the free shipping and still, like you saying, Rick, make the still make my profit and still have like a competitive price. You know what I'm saying? Where people not running from it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
I would study dimensional weight for sure. Like you gotta
Exactly.
know and understand dimensional weight so that you know where the rooms. And I even think, like you were saying, Rick, the 18 by 18s, the 14 by 14s, those kind of even shapes. I believe the reason why they're cheaper is because they fit on a pallet better. Because that's how they're calculating this stuff up. It all comes down to space, and they use like a computer algorithm based on, I think, even what they have already paid shipping labels that are going in that same area. Because there's times where I've shipped this same similar box using the shipping label company, and they'll show me a label like a super saver that's less than the 3 day, and I'm just like, how is that possible? You know what I mean? So,
Mm.
what's so funny? Did I say something funny, Rick?
No, I was just trying to figure out. Somebody said Mr. Ricky. I'm trying to figure out. I don't know how to work these things, so I'm looking and I can't see who it is. I'm looking like this, and then I'm looking. I'm like, it's gonna be the same. I can't.
You gotta
It's
tell them to put their name in their comment.
Oh, okay.
There should be even. Let me see if I can go back
That's
to it.
somebody
Let me
named
see.
Tater
Hold on.
Ward. Tater Ward, Rick.
Oh, that's my homegirl. How you doing? I gotta send her some soap. I forgot to send her a package of soap that I wanted to send you.
Hmm.
Don't let me forget.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's I also was thinking too, like just based on because everything not for everybody in this business. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta know how to find your lane and then maximize on your lane. And by that I mean, so I gotta, lately this week I've been like, damn, I need to think about the amount of Seamoss I'm getting, and then what should be my max that I sell in terms of like weight. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to this, and I won't be trying to give off the impression that like I got 700 pounds of Seamoss to sell nobody. But if you're not consistent in what you offering and putting out there, like what your max and your minimum is, then people will they'll see anything like I could do this, right? They can see all these boxes and be like, oh, I need uh 80 pounds or 100 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah, I'm not sending you that. You know what I'm saying? That's like, half of my supply. You know what I mean? So I need to figure out, if I figure out what exactly my max need to be, what my minimum need to be, then I can compartmentalize like, okay, I need these boxes for this, and I can structure my prices around that and build some consistency on that. Like, what y'all think about that?
Um. Okay, this is what I'm gonna tell you. I tell you, don't ever miss a sale. That's what I'm gonna tell you. If he wants 80 pounds, get that 80. You know what I'm saying? Work the deal out. I think you have people like me and Julien that would definitely help you work the deal out if that's what you wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Without you kind of going into your stash. But
right,
I would say, just because the thing is that he's actually coming to you because there was some type of relationship that he had with you, and so that's where he felt that he wanted to go. So
hmm,
I wouldn't neglect that relationship that he's trying to build with you. Plus, it's 80 pounds. Not too many people are coming to buy 80 pounds from you, and so
right,
that's a good relationship to start. And if you're getting 80 pounds, then that means he must be doing something as far as either has stores or he's already has a business started up and he's really trying to just push another product. So he's
right.
gonna be pretty much an avid investor if he's starting off with 80 to 100 pounds. So
And I get that. I was more using the 80 pounds as a reference point to,
yeah,
um,
don't blow your stash though. That
yeah,
you really, I agree with you. Don't blow your stash just on one, and you don't have anything set up behind that, and you miss out on your regular customers. That's one thing I've learned is the key is that make sure that you have something to the side for your regular customers. Is and you have to have it off to the side because you never want to leave them stranded.
in the beginning when we first started out, and there was back when there wasn't a huge supply of CMOS, there were people that we just turned down and said, yeah, no, or I intentionally priced the CMOS higher in order to filter out all those people that were just coming for, because you're going to deal with a lot of these people that are just coming around for the cheapest price, and they'll go to you, they'll go to Ricky, they'll go to you, then they'll come to me, and they'll just do this round robin, blah blah blah. And I'm not interested in supporting those kind of people because I just don't think it's good for like it hurts the business, hurts the
Yeah,
Yeah.
industry overall. You know what I mean? And it's almost like it's better for you to take care of these guys that want to fuck with you, that are willing to pay your price, and you know what I mean. Like our model was, we always have CMOS, and how we made sure that was that we didn't sell to every single person the second they came up. It was almost like you wanted to get more than 20 pounds at a good price, you had to have a relationship with me. You had to speak to me. Like I wouldn't just drop my cheapest price to anybody that called me up and said, "Hey, I want to order this. What's the best you can do?" You
yeah.
know?
But that go back to the conversation that we was having when I had brought up what Rick was talking about last year, about this the whole structuring process, right? And that's really what we need to talk about because it's like how do we really realistically get there where you know you and Rick y'all paying what y'all paying for whatever y'all getting, but then just say for instance if I'm coming through y'all, right, then it's like okay, what's my price point going to be that's going to allow me to still be able to you know provide a competitive price and get money and see a profit, you know what I'm saying, and be able to offer good shipping, you know what I'm saying, and all of that's like how do we get there if
Well, this is why I say first and foremost, I don't think it's going to be a lot of us that's going to go that route because it's going to be certain few that want to build with each other, and that's just. However, with that building, as far as just getting a core group that wants to build with each other, then you kind of, as we kind of spoke about a couple of days ago, you kind of create a somewhat like a corporation of people just, you know what I'm saying, kind of coming together, acting as one. Um, you know exactly if you're actually dealing with 100 to 500 pounds, you know that you're selling to a certain group of people. Now, somebody selling 500 to 1,000 pounds should be selling to you, and they
right
shouldn't be selling to that other certain group of people that you're selling to because then they're stepping on your toes. However, a lot of people are not going to think that way,
Yeah.
and that's the biggest issue on it. Like a lot of people are not willing to step out; they want to be in front, and I understand that, and that's what their position is. Um, it's really a hard kind of scenario because it's really having everybody on the same accord, acting as one, even down to the person that's getting a pound,
Yeah.
because a pound really is you can actually do a lot with a pound.
Hmm.
right
So that's how we kind of have to structure it. Like, okay, so even the person that's getting a pound understands that there's there's room for growth. You're not going to stay in the same position because everybody's going to keep on advancing up. Sooner or later, there's going to be like a board almost where some people are not going to be active anymore. They're just going to be kind of making sure that things facilitate the right way. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how corporations are built. And then you have other people that are come up under that you were doing 100 to 500 pounds. Now you're doing 500 to 1,000 pounds because now you've actually moved up and you're kind of managing your own territory, so to speak. You kind of you have we we got more people on the Seamoss, so now you have more people that are actually buying from a from you from a on a normal basis, and it just kind of structures its way on down. So somebody that's getting 25 pounds, you may have 5 to 10 people that are getting 25 pounds from you, and you know that they're actually either they're selling little raw sea moss, but they probably have a business that they're running that they're doing a lot of gel, but most of the time they're actually they're looking to get up to 50 to 100 pounds. If you're starting at 25, then you're looking to get up to 50 to 100, and everybody keeps on moving their way up.
Right.
I think some of the problem too is that many of the people that are just starting out aren't really understanding how to really sell the CMOS to make maximum profit. One of the things I see a lot happening is guys will come to me wanting to buy 10 pounds, maybe 20 pounds. And then when I'm, talking to them about what to do with it, or we're talking price, they're like, well, oh, I can't compete with that. And I'm like, well, how are you selling the CMOS? And they're like, well, I'm selling it by the pound. I want to sell pounds. And I'm like, but you're only buying 20 pounds. Like how are you making this a bit like it's almost like what if two people came and wanted to buy 5 pounds off you? You know what I mean? Like, are you going to only limit it to 1 pound? Like, you need more to build it up. So they think that by selling it for less or getting the CMOS for less is where they're going to make their profit. But really, it's about selling more multiples, and then also breaking it down into smaller chunks. You know what I
Right.
mean? You take that pound, you break it up, and you sell it by the ounce or by the 2 ounces. Then
Mhm.
you know what I mean? And it's supposed to be like Ricky said, you work your way up. By the time you're getting so many people that are buying the ounces, you move up to 10 pounds, 20 pounds. Then you'll start attracting people that are going to want a few pounds at a time. Like you can't just go from zero to 5 20-pound orders overnight. You're not going to get enough of them. You know what I mean? Not enough to survive. You'll get one here, one there, and I think that's the problem. It's not coming in fast enough. So their solution is like, well, I got to lower my costs so I can increase my profit. But if you do it smart, you can even increase your costs and lower your profit. You know what I mean? And not it doesn't hurt your profit because you're moving more and you're selling more.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that's something they need to kind of learn more and understand more is just how to sell to make the maximum value of what they're buying. And to
and
understand. Sorry, go ahead, Rick.
and definitely understand it's not a get rich quick situation.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's it's work. Like this is what you have to be doing. You have to know your CMOS. You have to be always on your job. Um, if this is what you're doing, if this is what you're doing, I always say you got to put in them hours. You got to put in that work.
Yeah,
The more work you put in, the more you get out of it. I'm sorry, like
that's true.
it it's not a get rich quick situation. Like I'm not like I am to be truthful. I really haven't made that much money because I keep on putting back in. I'm only 2 years in. This is a
Mm.
business. Like it takes normal businesses 3 to 5 years to see profits.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking that, and I think that's the mind frame that we have to kind of get away from because we think that once we start a business that we're supposed to get rich instantly, and it doesn't work like that. The average business it takes 3 to 5 years for you to start seeing a profit.
Yeah.
You have to keep on putting into your business, keep on putting in your business, pay yourself a salary
Hmm.
so that you can maintain yourself. And that's the only thing you take out, and then you keep on putting into the business, keep on putting into the business, keep on putting in. And all that work that you're going to do for 3 years is going to start paying off. You're going to start getting those regular customers that have been with you for 3 years. And they're going to keep on telling people, and they're going to keep on telling people. And that's how you build your business.
Hmm.
It's not going to come overnight. And I kind of tell people that all the time. I'm like, even when they buy 3 pounds, I'm like, you buying 3 pounds? I'm like, that's a lot of gel. I tell them that's about $1,000 if you play it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of break it down to them. I'm like, so you don't have to rush it. Take your time. Like if you're in this to just get rich quick, then I would think that this should not be for you. I think
Mm.
this is something that you have to build and you have to grow. You have to understand your CMOS, especially if you're doing gel. If you're in the gel game, because wildcrafted and wildcrafted is a little bit different to play with when you're doing gel than anything else. Like, and I know that from just messing with it, and it's like you have to love what you're doing when you're doing gel. Like you have to really be in there looking at it, kind of going through it. Like it's you have to have a passion for it. Like I couldn't do gel because I was in there too long. It was too long of a process because I'm really, really trying to do gel, so I couldn't do it. It was taking too long for me. I salute everybody that does gel, because you have to have a formula and you have to have a passion for doing it. So I
Yeah.
stick to powder.
I remember
I'm
you
sticking to
telling me that.
powder.
I remember you telling me that when I first met you about the jail. You was like,
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be doing jails, but I quickly found out that wasn't the move for different reasons. You know what I mean? For you, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't the
Yeah.
move. You know, for what you. But that's, I mean, essentially everything that you all are saying are the things that like I'm really thinking about. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I appreciate the wisdom that you putting out there, you and Julien both, in terms of just the process of it. You know what I'm saying? But that's still going back to what I'm saying in terms of, for me, that's what I've been thinking about lately. Like, how do I maximize um, this overall based on what I'm getting? You know, instead of just buying Seamoss and then, I feel like I'm freestyling, how I'm selling it,
Oh,
because this not my full-time thing. You know
okay.
what I'm
Now,
saying?
this is a big thing that I don't know a lot about marketing and advertising, as is I know a lot of us don't. And then you have to look at CMOS is such a new industry that most marketing and advertising firms really can't deal with a CMOS company because most of their stuff that they deal with is more drop shipping. Like they already have standard photos that they can use and things of that nature. You don't really have to create in those other avenues. They actually just have everything just right on hand. Like if
Mm.
you're in the CMOS business, you have to create all your content. Like there's no going and sidestepping the content. Like there's not that much content for you to just pick and choose to just that's free for you. So that's the big thing about the CMOS industry. Right now, everybody's trying to create as much content as they possibly can and the best content. And I'm seeing a lot of good content coming up now. Um, I want to see what happens during the Black Friday season and see what commercials I see. See if anybody puts a lot of like if that's where their money goes
Hmm.
um, into the commercial budget because I think that's what's going to end up happening. Somebody's going to end up putting a lot of money into commercials, and it's going to blow them up. And hey, I'm all for it. I like to see it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's an avenue. If anybody has some money to invest in a good commercial. Go get a good ads people. Go get a good camera crew. Get you a good commercial. Push your brand. Make sure that you actually kind of pinpoint what your brand is about. Who are you, and why should we buy? Why should we buy your CMOS? And once you start doing that, and you push it out to as many people as you can push it out to, don't start off with spending a lot of money on your ads. Just maybe 5, 15, $20 here and there. Start to see how things start to roll for you. And then start doing. And I heard Julien talking about this. I think I heard both of you guys talking about this the other day. Start doing YouTube. YouTube is the route to go.
Yeah.
It's like I have, and this thing is that I'm kind of working on being in front of camera and talking because I have to do YouTube sooner or later.
Hmm.
So I have to end up talking, um, putting myself out there. So I think that's the next route, just to give people information because a lot of times I fall victim to thinking that everybody knows about CMOS.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like I always talk about, I'm in a bubble and it's nothing but a CMOS bubble. So if you ain't talking about CMOS around me, then I'm not even sure what we're talking about.
Yeah. Right.
Besides family, I'm be honest with you. Besides family, I'm creating all day. Like everything I create has CMOS to do with it. Anything I do has CMOS involved. So if it ain't talking about CMOS or family situations, then I'm not even having conversation about it too much. Um,
Listen, my family doesn't want to take me anywhere because I'm always on the phone. I'm always
yeah,
talking to someone about CMOS, or like I'm yelling at someone about this or that, and they're just like, "Oh God!" And they,
like how does my family respond to the CMOS biz? My wife actually makes soap, and we love it. My all my kids take Seamoss. My son's starting to make Seamoss t-shirts, so we have a t-shirt line about to come out because he wants to make t-shirts. So we're a Seamoss family. Like this is it. Like we started taking it, and that's once we started taking it, we stamped it. That was it. We going.
Yeah.
We don't waste no time. Like we ride. This Seamoss. We got Seamoss all throughout. If I go throughout my house right now, there's Seamoss everywhere. Everywhere. Matter of fact, I forgot I got Boy Bondi on the stove. I gotta take this stuff off. Like,
oh, you're making the Bob-on-Day?
Yeah, hold on. If you can see the pot's right there.
Yeah.
You know, I've been having.
Bad
You know,
boy.
I will get wifey on live, but I'm not trying to embarrass her and say, oh yeah, but she loves it.
Really, I'm gonna give
She
it to her.
loves it. She likes it more than I like it.
Oh shit.
See what I'm
Yes.
saying?
She likes it more than I like it. I'd be like, she be like, that's why I'm making it right now. She made me make this. Yeah, she made me make this. She was like, you don't got no more? I'm like, no, I ain't got. She was like, oh, what?
Where I live in St. Lucia, where my house is in St. Lucia, this shit is growing wild everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah. And I see guys will come up the hill where I live, and they'll be cutting the tree and shit. My dad will come up and be like, hey.
Yep, I'm about to
Julian.
strain this right now.
So, Julian, I need you to send that 5-pound bag out to me ASAP, man.
What's my bag of what? Bob-on-Day?
Yeah.
I need to get more, dude. I'm like this. Like I think this is like my last 2 sticks.
Oh yeah, you gotta get
You want
yourself
some?
together.
I'll get you some. I'll send you some, bro.
Yeah, I need that.
I got you. I'll send it to you tomorrow.
Yeah, I need that, man.
I can't send it to you tomorrow. I'll send it to you on Friday.
Yeah, I definitely need
that.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I think my cousin's been really sneaking in the warehouse and been taking this shit. Yeah, because I gave it to him one time, and then that was it.
Yeah, just let me know what the number is on that, Rick.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to put a price.
I really want to send you this drink I'm about to make. All right, so all right, I'm gonna tell y'all. So I made a drink, so it has
exclusive.
Hold up, if it's proprietary, don't do that.
No, I think somebody else had this before me. I'm just spiking it a little bit. I'm just spiking it a little bit. But I actually do have the bottle that he was talking about. I got one of the bottles too. So I let it sit in here for a while. Like this has actually been straining for this has been doing the thing for 2 weeks. I might let this soak.
That's fucking strong.
I might let this soak for I might let this soak for a month.
But let
it get super potent, and then just take a
shot. Wait, how much are you gonna take? A swig?
Yeah, I'm just gonna be
that's it. Like a little bit.
That's it.
That shit's concentrated, dude. That's dark right there.
Let me see how dark this one turned out. I let this boil for a while, but I think I put so I put cinnamon in it, but truthfully, I don't think I need to put no cinnamon in it because the Boy Bondi is kind of like cinnamon anyway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It kind of has that. I see that every time I put one cinnamon in one time and it kind of was mild, but as soon as I put 2 cinnamon sticks in it, that thing went strong.
Boom.
So I put ginger in it this time too to kind of mask the cinnamon taste.
But you don't have to refrigerate it?
I will after I kind of mix everything into it. So
I'm saying you got that big bottle though. You don't keep that in the refrigerator?
Yeah, I'm gonna refrigerate it after because I make a lot of it.
Okay.
When I say I make a lot,
but that bottle there, that's alcohol in that, right?
Which one?
The bottle that
you held up.
Oh yeah, that one right there has alcohol in it. That has rum in it.
Yeah. So that can sit on the counter forever.
Yeah, that's good. Now this one right here that I just boiled, I'm gonna put this in. I'm actually straining right now. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator in just a second. But what I end up doing, so I actually have some anise in there, some ginger, some sarsaparilla, some cinnamon. I'm actually gonna add some agave to sweeten it up,
Mm.
and that's the drink.
Boom. We're making it in the lab. Look at that.
And that's the drink. Like, and the thing is, now I can't go away from the drink because wifey done took the drink, and that's what she want. So now
It's Thanksgiving
it's Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? I'm
holiday.
I'm about to be I'm being thankful right now.
Thank you, St. Lucia.
Yeah, exactly. But I tell people this is like, see, this thing is like, and I was laughing when y'all talking about those drinks too, because I've been wanting those drinks for so long. Everybody been knowing that, and I got the drinks. But see, all right, so when you're shipping them here, something happened to them that because I think it was a little bit too much Seamoss in them that it got thick
Mm.
by the plant, and they were like matter of fact, I have some in the refrigerator, but I don't want to do a company like that, so I'm not going to. I ain't gonna show you what the drinks
No,
are.
no, the drinks suck, bro.
Like you can't refrigerate it. Like if you refrigerate it, but it has to be in the refrigerator, then it turns into a gel.
Yeah.
And like I couldn't get out and so like I was trying to sell it to I had a company that wanted to buy them, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, it didn't go well, but we said we'll tweak it, and so
Yeah.
I'm in the lab right now tweaking it.
Well,
And so
the
once I finish the formula, then I give it back to my people and tell them exactly how I did it.
Mm.
I ain't gonna cut them out. I'm gonna tell them exactly, hey man, this is what I did. Use this, and this, and send me some more back over, and then
no.
we'll start the process over again.
So you're
Yeah,
And
talking
I got
with the
plans for
company in
that,
St.
man.
Lucia, right?
yeah,
Oh, I
or
didn't know.
whoever's like, I think I'm going through somebody, to be honest with you, and I'm fine with that. But the thing is also that I actually use my powder instead of using gel to put in. You know what I'm saying? So I like once I actually put that in there, I let it cool down just a little bit. Then I'm about to put my powder in there, and once I put my powder in there, I'll stir that around, and then I'll put the agave in there, stir that around, and yeah, we're gonna be
Nice. Yeah, those
Thanksgiving.
drinks from St. Lucia, you're not supposed to put them in the fridge. Like they keep them on the counter, on the thing, like on the shelf.
But see, you
I
could probably
know.
do that with the ones with the alcohol in it, the rum. You
Yeah,
don't
because
have
they're
to
putting the most of the
refrigerate
time they're
that.
putting the rum in. Like a lot of times they have like the ones I've been getting have like 4% alcohol,
Uh-huh.
and that's probably why I had a trouble getting them into the states too.
So you mean the ones like I didn't know that they had alcohol in the one in the States? I mean in the St. Lucia?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think I'm dealing with somebody else.
I'm
I
talking
think they're
about
making it.
the
I
F
think they're
company.
making their own products. Like they took the formula and ran with it.
But I'm talking like are so is it coming in the same bottle as the F company? I don't want to say the name.
Nope,
Okay.
nope.
All right.
Because
No.
I started off with them,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I don't know really what happened with them though. To be honest with you, because I haven't been able to get from them in a while.
They're just
And the person, because I was actually going through a lady from Chicago, and that's who we started. And then we actually started getting. Well, okay, so this is where the first mistake happened. So we had the drink, and we had them in a little small. So we had the big drinks, and we brought them over, but she wanted to switch them into the smaller ones.
uh,
And as soon as she switched them into the smaller ones, then we had so many that you couldn't refrigerate them. But once you opened them, it was like that was it. Like once you opened up the bottle, it was it. Like that's when your expiration date started.
yeah.
And there was like, and I had like 5,000 of each of them. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. And they started just going bad quick.
Oh no.
Damn, that's a lot of bottles.
Yeah, boy, I was hurt because I've been waiting for them drinks. I started going crazy. I start like as soon as I start seeing them thinking about that going bad, I start guzzling. I started getting like, hey man, drink this.
Yeah. I don't want to lose it.
I don't want, man. Somebody about to get right.
Yeah.
Mm.
Shit. That's it. The trials and tribulations of a Seamoss pioneer.
Well, I got plans for them sticks, man. I'm trying to, I'm trying, I'm trying to get the DMV, the man, and the DMV man on point. You know.
Hey, man, them sticks, boy. Boy,
What's funny is like I'm not saying it, but when he says the experience, I know exactly what he's saying in his head because like that's what it's like, man.
man, them sticks. Hold on, let me. I'm gonna put the phone down for just a second. Hold on.
They work.
Yeah, Julian, and you gotta get to your backyard, man. You know
What?
I'm saying? You gotta get to your backyard. You can't
Yeah,
be.
yeah. I got a whole bunch growing. I'm gonna have to put some fencing up around my backyard, make sure no one steals them.
Yeah, man.
No, but it's growing all over St. Lucia. They grow wild,
Mm.
and you'll see some of these guys coming up and like scraping the bark because I think the bark is some of the best part of it. So
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. Mm. There's always some new and interesting to talk about, man.
always,
It's when we be
always.
thinking it's gonna be quiet.
No, man. Well, listen, bro. Me and Rick talked just with ourselves for 5 hours. Like
Hey,
one or two people came in this time, but it was me, him, and Empress. And bro, Empress, I don't think she's gonna see it, but she went off on you on that name, man. I wanted to say something to her.
yeah, I was like, I was, you know what? And thing is, I be so in my own thing. I was like, I was trying to figure out, is she really going off on me right now? I was like, hold on. I was
Yeah.
like, hold on, she is going off on me.
Yeah,
And I was trying to, I was slowly start figuring out, man, she is really, and
yeah.
but I was all right with it. She cool.
Pressing you. She's like,
She was like,
yeah.
yeah, but I know the company, but I never knew him by that name, to be honest with you.
Mm,
And then, but then I seen the label. I was like, oh yeah, I remember them.
yeah.
But I don't. I be in my own. I be having my own things going on. Like,
But
Got a
yours
question.
is gold CMOS. That's CMOS gold. Like
I never said Seamoss Gold. Like,
Yeah.
and truthfully, I think that they got some of my customers.
everybody goes around everybody.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Yeah.
shoot,
Just
y'all
the
might have
loyal.
some of my customers. They might have been looking for me and got y'all and clicked.
Got a question in the box, man. I
Which one?
Seamoss
CMOS
gummies. Anybody else want to answer this?
I mean, I just recently made some, but I don't really have no real wisdom on that.
Okay. So what I think about Seamoss gummies is I think it's good for kids. I think if you're an adult, you might have to take half a bottle. Like, I'm just
point.
like that's just what I draw out of it. Like, I'm not sure how concentrated you can get the CMOS to where it's actually making a impact on your life like that. Like,
Yeah.
that's like the smallest amount you can get, truthfully.
You getting more of that gelatin, that vegan gelatin.
Yeah,
You
you getting
using
that
for
agar
anything.
agar.
Yeah.
You getting that agar more than you getting that. So,
Yeah.
but
Good point.
But like you said, it's a hot commodity. Like that's really what it's all about. Can you sell them and
I
people like them?
I
And,
think it's a
and if,
smart thing to do if you want to introduce it to your kids in a way that it's palatable for them, but like Rick's saying, as far as like adult dosage, you would have to eat a half a bottle a day,
exactly.
and people saying, oh, take 3-4 gummies a day, but you really probably need to eat 30 to 50 of them.
So you're gonna take a half a bottle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I be popping them. Like, and I don't know, cause I wanted to make gummies at a time, so I'm not gonna really sit up here and down it, but you know, I just say to each his own.
Yeah.
That's how I say that.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me blend this up real quick.
Yeah, I've never even tried the gummies, but I'm the same way, like wondering about the dosage about it. And,
Mm-hmm.
I do know a guy that made gummies that I think the shelf life was 3 years or something like that on his gummies.
Wow.
That was crazy. But in his gummies, in his defense, like in the defense, he had more than just Seamoss in it. Like he had beetroot in it. He had lion's mane. He had like all kinds of different, like I think like 5 or 6 different components.
Mm.
Let me see what he has in it. I'm gonna pull up his website real quick.
But that's why I say, at the end of the day, because you could put anything you want to put in gummies, but it's still ultimately going to boil down to the dosage. Because somebody put, depends on how they're dosed and the size of the pills.
Mm-hmm.
But, they got big gummy molds. I got 2 different size gummy molds. But even if you got the big ones, I still don't think you're getting enough CMOS in a gummy or
Mm-hmm.
4 gummies. Because the reality is, it don't even take a lot of CMOS to make 2, 3, 4 trays of gummies.
Mm-hmm.
It don't even take a lot of gel to do that. So,
Mm-hmm. It's a good point. I
but
wonder if you mixed in CMOS powder, how would that change? You know what I mean? Could you get more powder in there as a ratio?
well, Rick could probably be better to answer that since he
Yeah,
actually got the machine that, and he know
does
how
the
much
powder.
raw plant actually, make however much powder.
Hmm.
know.
Well, even with this guy that does the bee gummies, he's got beets in it, pears, sea moss, maca root, watermelon, pumpkin seeds, lion's mane, and ginseng.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good little blend right there.
Hmm.
Rick, somebody asked, would it be more effective as far as dosage with the gummies if they use the powder?
Oh, look at it. I said that and someone asked the question at the same time. I didn't realize that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. You got to take yourself off mute, bro. We cannot hear you because you're on mute.
Okay, here it go. Yeah, it'd actually be a lot better if they use the powder because what it is, the powder is gonna be less. It's gonna be dense, and so it's gonna act like the agar. It's gonna make it thicker. It's gonna do everything that the gel's gonna do, but you're gonna get a lot more. You're gonna get a lot more as far as that's why I'm hoping that they're using powder and not using gel because gel's just gonna be it's just thick. It's a lot. You just add more water. Like I want to
Yeah,
take away the water.
yeah,
So once you take away the water, you get more sea moss. Like I just want all sea moss.
yeah. The powder
So
probably would be a more ideal thing to use for gummies than the actual gel.
yeah, like put it like because I know. Okay, so I have had a strong one. I had a bladder I had a bladder and moringa and a sea moss one. And it was strong. And it was strong. And I think they were using powder.
Hmm.
And so if you are gonna do gummies for adults, I would do the bigger ones and I would use powder because you're probably like if you're using powder, then you may be able to get even a capsule, maybe a capsule in a gummy,
Hmm.
half a capsule maybe. But yeah,
I think the moringa definitely helped give it a boost. Something about moringa, dude, it's killer. You know?
moringa. So I've been on nettle leaf a lot.
I haven't tried that yet.
Nettle leaf is actually been my go-to lately. Um, And now I gotta make a capsule. See, now everything I'm doing now is just I'm making capsules, and I advise everybody else to do this too if they're actually doing any powder. They start getting herbs and start blending them in with your sea moss, because how I look at Seamoss is Seamoss is gonna end up being like you know how you have a multivitamin, but you have different blends of your multivitamin, but you have a base. Seamoss is like your base of your multivitamin, and so what you do is you just add herbs to that base. So just like you add bladderwrack and burdock root, like so, I think I'm about to do one that actually is maca root and nettle leaf. And so it for women and men. So you start looking at all these different herbs that you can combine, and then you have one that's a base, which would be your sea moss. And then you actually have another that you actually would take daily anyway, like a maca root or ashwagandha or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Something of that nature. And then you add something that's going to give you a little bit of energy, like that nettle leaf in the background. That you don't need a lot of, but if you get a little bit of it every day, it's gonna do wonders for you. So I would suggest start looking at all these different herbs that you can combine together and start making capsules and start putting it out there, because you gotta understand people are, or even not, even if you're not doing capsules, just do powder. Because I'm sorry to say, and I always and I've been doing experiments with this, and more people know about powder, the more they don't want gel. And that's especially for older people. Like I'm thinking, like I talked to my stepmom, and I'm thinking that she loved to clean some sea moss and make a sea moss. As soon as I said, yeah, I can get it in powder too, she was like, oh, I don't got to clean nothing. No, just give me the powder.
Yeah.
Just give me the powder. You got capsules? Just give it. I'm like, oh, really? She's like, yeah. I don't want to clean nothing. Now this is my stepmom. She's been cooking for her whole life. Like she's still gonna cook, but she don't want to make no sea moss. And unless you doing sea moss as a business, as far as making gel, like if you give people the option of, hey, I have this powder that you don't got to do nothing, you can put because let's be honest, before sea moss came around, I wouldn't put gel in nothing. You get what I'm saying? I don't even like aloe vera gel. Like I don't even like those aloe vera drinks that taste like. I don't even like them things. So I started taking Seamoss gel just because I love Seamoss. Just because I love Seamoss. Like you just tolerate the gel. That's me. I'm just being me personally.
Yeah, I think it's a preference thing. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I love the aloe vera stuff. You know what I'm saying?
See,
But
I can't stand it. Like that's just a texture that don't fit right with me.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
yeah, and I love it. But I think the more mature clientele would find it more accommodating for them to use like capsules. You know what I'm saying? Or powder. But then I don't really think gel gonna lose its steam
It's
because
never gonna lose its steam.
People like to use it. Like and then people using it for more than just putting it in their smoothies or putting it in their teas. You know, they using it on their face, their skin, their
Well,
hair.
we also follow tradition too.
Well, yeah.
And that's the biggest thing about it is if you know that majority of the people started their CMOS journey taking gel, then you feel like you need to start your CMOS journey taking gel.
Right.
That's the route to go, and I'm all for that. Like I think you shouldn't really get on powder. Like I don't like to say it like that. I don't think you should get on powder CMOS. I don't think you should get on powder CMOS on capsules until you really are like drinking a lot of water, making sure your body's super alkaline, because your body's gonna have to absorb it, because what it is, you're taking in that sea moss with no water, so it has to absorb something. So unless you're not drinking a lot of water every day, then it's not gonna be as effective as what you think it's gonna be for you. So it's better for you to take the gel because it's gonna absorb faster in your system. Once you start getting into the life, then you start saying, okay, you know what? Like I done did my time. Let me go ahead and take these capsules. I'm
Yeah,
alkalined up. I'm like my water intake is wonderful. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point that you make. You know, it's levels to this thing.
yeah, it's levels. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like a graduation. Like,
If,
you have to.
if
Like
you're not
I always
hydrated,
tell people, take that gel. That gel gonna get in your system quick. Like
yeah,
unless you like a water freak, I ask them. I say, how much water you drink? If they don't say they drink a lot of water, man, you gotta take this gel.
yeah,
You gotta take this gel. Like you have to start with the gel because if you don't, then you're not gonna see the you're not gonna get the full potential of the Seamoss like you're supposed to. It's not gonna transfer through your body like it's supposed to. It's gonna get to one place. It's gonna stick.
yeah.
It's gonna just stick there. It's
If
gonna be
you
trying to get through.
dehydrated,
It's gonna get
if
stick. Yeah, because you dehydrated, it's gonna get stuck on something. Like it's
yeah,
not gonna flow through. Like it's gonna get stuck on something, and then it's gonna like you may feel some. You may feel some a week later after it starts to slowly start to take its course.
if
But
that, because you might eliminate it if your absorption bad because you're
truthfully,
not hydrated and you know what I'm saying,
truthfully,
and you ain't doing what you're supposed to do. So that's important. What you saying is super important. You know, with regards to what we talking about as far as the powders and all that. You absolutely right. And
yeah.
I
So
and I never even thought about it on that level, but it made immediate sense as soon as you said it though.
yeah,
You can't
I
just do
love the
it.
powder, but boy, yeah,
Mm.
you know, I mean,
Well, all I know
Powder.
boy,
is I need you to bundle me up a 5 pound bag of them sticks until Julien go do some harvesting. You know what I'm saying?
Five
So
pounds of the sticks. How much do you have of the sticks?
I don't know how much I
is that
have.
a lot? Is five
Yeah,
pounds
that's a lot, Like that's a lot of sticks, bro.
a lot?
I'm gonna bundle you up some. Like I understood what he was saying though. See, that's why I really didn't say nothing when he said 5 pounds. I'm just gonna give him like a couple bushels. I'm gonna give him like 3 or 4 of them because you're not gonna need that much. But I understood what you were saying though. All right.
Hey, look. So that look.
Hey,
That's why.
it's gonna feel like it's gonna feel like 5 pounds when I'm sending
But that's why y'all on here to guide me into the light. You know what I'm saying? Julius said, "Man, 5 pounds. Like, what you gonna do with 5 pounds?
you. Yeah, like
That's
they
enough
gotta
You're not
to
have.
going to see you
feed me."
on the news. You're going to be in the hospital.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, man?
Well,
Can't
I
Yeah.
ain't know. It ain't just for me. I'm trying to get these. I'm trying to get these teas down pat and get them out here. I'm trying to put some testers out here on the street.
See that I got my you gotta put them peppers out there. See how it come back. I'm telling you, it's gonna come back, man. Boy, I'm a, I'm over here working on different flavors right now. Like,
Yeah, cause I'm telling you, you already know.
man, I think this is what we need to. I think if we have one product that we need to work on all together, it need to be
Yeah,
these
that's it.
drinks. It need
All
to be
right.
these drinks. We need to come up with a drink and go crazy with it. And we're
Yeah.
gonna I already got the name. We're gonna call it that boy.
Boy,
I'm
That
trying.
boy.
I'm trying. Hey, listen. I'm
see
trying.
that
Hey,
boy
we're gonna
right
call it that
there?
boy. Hey, whoever on this live, man, don't try to take that either, man. And if you're gonna take it, man, be sensitive and
That's why I
and
told you.
holler at us when you take it.
That's why I
Let us
told you.
get a piece of it.
Anything that you was about to say that was proprietary information, you need to hold on to that, brother.
Man, I'll throw that one out there. I got like 4 more.
Yeah,
I got
I'm
4
trying
more.
to
So
tell
we'll
you.
be right on the shelf with them. It don't really matter.
yeah.
Yeah,
They got to
trying.
execute it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hardest part.
I already got my concoction already. They gotta come up with their drink.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm definitely trying to put some testers out here on the street in the DMV, cause I already know once it hit, that's it.
Boom.
See,
That's it.
you know what? This one a little bit different. I put sour sop leaves in the last one, and I think that sour sop leaves had that thing hitting a little bit better.
Hold up, that's
I
what
might.
Julien was saying earlier before you came on. He was like mixing with the sour sop and,
Yeah, that like
and the sweet bay leaves.
I didn't put no sweet. Man, I got some sweet bay leaves in here too.
Yeah, you gotta
I
put.
made I made some slime made yesterday or the day before yesterday. That stuff was good.
Yeah.
So that's
I'm gonna try.
so that's it's Seamoss and limeade. So I just squeezed up a whole bunch of limes and some and added some I think it was agave and water, and that was pretty much it. And then add some Seamoss.
On point.
And that's the thing. Not too many people are making a lot of these drinks and stuff like that. Like, I think the drinks would actually somewhat do well. You know what I mean? Like, one idea I'm waiting to see someone do it. I've been putting it out there to tell people, but I'm gonna definitely do it once we get more. What's the word I'm looking for? So in Toronto, we've been in like a perpetual lockdown, like forever. Like, it's ridiculous. Only just recently, I think we just started letting people go to nightclubs, but you have to be like triple vaxxed and all this kind of shit, right? So the idea that I have is I'm going to come up with 3 different drinks. One is going to be for hangovers. One's going to be like a male tonic, and the third one is going to be like an energy drink. And I'm gonna go get a couple coolers, and I'm gonna go to some reggae event or hip hop jam, and I'm gonna have the big banner that says Seamoss drinks here, and I'm just gonna like master P it, and just like Too Short, just fucking slang the drinks right out of my trunk, and then just put it like that. And I think that if I brought like 50, 100 drinks and I sold them all for $10, I could sell them out. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Every guy is gonna want to buy one. You know what I mean?
I'm over here going crazy on the drink, man. I'm over here overfilling drinks up. I'm a drinker anyway.
Yeah. And so yeah, I think that's what's gonna kill it. And then I'm there for a few times.
Woo.
They start recognizing you.
Oh,
So hit you. Ba ba boom.
that thing good.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hey, no. So this like, I really go crazy over drinks because I used to run and play in smoothie, so that's like my thing, making drinks. Like, I think I can make the best drinks ever, and so this ain't the best drink ever. You know what I think it is? I think it's the ginger I put in here. It has a bite to it.
Yeah,
so
I
it ain't
love
really,
ginger, man.
It's sweet with a bite at the end.
I love ginger, man. I love ginger. Love it.
That's what it is. It's sweet with a bite. It's got that ginger bite.
Just like,
that
boom.
ginger bite. Okay, bro. I might just sneak you one of these too. You're gonna have to try this, bro. I'm telling you. Yeah. I'm about to put this in the freezer. And it's gonna thaw out right when it gets to you.
There you go.
Wow.
I don't want to show the company because I took their bottle. I dumped their stuff and I took their bottle.
Hey, yo, and these guys be watching these live streams. You got to be careful.
I know, man, but this is my homeboy though. And I love him. And I told him I'm gonna tweak his stuff and give it back to him.
Oh, that's good.
Tater Ward said she got 3 and she working on 1 more.
Nice. Who said that?
Tater, Tayda Ward.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's that? What's your favorite?
I think she said her drinks in stores. Yeah, she said her drinks in the stores.
Yeah.
Nice.
So does she ship her drinks out?
I don't know. I wonder if I can get her to come in and talk to us on the live stream.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna throw that link up again, see if she can see it.
Oh boy!
And if she can see it, she because I can get up to 10 people on here.
See,
Miss Ward, come on in, sister.
Yeah.
This thing thick. I think I might have made it too thick today. Hold on.
Sorry. I'm reading a comment from another post. And it's fucking So,
I know you ain't looking at that other post, man. I'm not even going to the other post.
so, so I'm gonna first post the link and then I'll get back to it. Yeah, she says I have apple far harvest, fresh in me, hibiscus sorrel.
It's a little
I
bit different. I
love
put ginger. Taste it.
I'm gonna go off on a little rant in a second, but I can't believe.
Hold on. See how she like, but
Oh yeah, she's gonna down it.
no, you ain't. You good.
So
It's
check this
Thanksgiving.
out. So check this out, guys. So in the Seamoss group, right? I
That's yours. Yeah.
I'm gonna share my screen because
You-
you gotta see this for itself. It's hilarious. Um,
Had to go drop that drink off.
if she sees it, if this is the right one. Yeah. So do you see what it says there?
Hmm.
I put a post. I'm like, it's time for another Let's Talk with Julien. Join us for an open conversation about all things CMOS. One of the many things we'll be discussing is why is it impossible for CMOS to absorb minerals directly from rock? Anyways, that's not the point. The comment below it says, "Thank God nobody minds you ever since you tried to down Dr. Sebi's legacy."
Yeah,
Everybody hates me now. Dude,
man.
I need to watch my
I
back.
don't even think that. Okay, so I do want to have a conversation about that, and there may be some people that are still in that live.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you put up a article, and I don't think it was down in Dr. Sabi's legacy. Is having a conversation about like if you know Dr. Sabi, then none of that stuff should be
Bothering you.
bothering you. Like you still should have the same love for Dr. Sabi as you did before the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I don't understand. And then so I'm gonna be truthful. There's a lot of people that start following Dr. Sabi after rappers and everything and start talking about him. And since it's popular to follow Dr. Sabi. Like you didn't know who he was in 2010 when he was just barely healing people before Left Eye said anything about him. You didn't know who he was. Like a lot of these people didn't know who he was, and now since he's a cult following, then now they just jumping on board.
Yeah.
So
It
if you are of that such, then I don't even think we supposed to even have a conversation. Like I heard that from what Henry Clark said. You know, I don't debate with people that ain't on the same level. Like you can't even. I'm not going to debate with you about Dr. Sabi, and you never even had a consultation, and you never even went to visit any of his people. If you didn't even take his product while he was here,
yeah.
and don't know what his real alkaline before he actually went into partnership with some white folks, like, and I don't even want to say it like that, but that's what happened. He went into partnership with white folks, and they changed everything up, and
To make
it
more
is
money.
what it is.
Yeah.
Um, and all with all that being said, is I still rock with him, and I still got consultations that were actually overcharged. They were overcharged. They were all herbs that you could really find for yourself. But guess what? He was giving you a lot of good information, so you didn't mind the overcharging that he was giving you. Especially his wife at the time and his daughter, because I was actually going to him when they actually had the spot in little 5 points. And they've had that spot since 2001, 2002 when I started going to them. And anybody knows, then they know. Like we don't even have to discuss it because they've been there. They've been doing that same thing, and that was before that they were popular. Before and really, that's why you don't really hear the ex-wife or the first wife that they really talk about, even talk about the case.
Uh-huh.
Because they know, like you gotta understand something, and this happens right now. Is that people right now they fabricate a lot of things to make them look a lot better than what they are. And I'm not saying that's what he did. I'm just saying that he was great as far as being in the public eye. Like he knew how to draw people. He was an entertainer. Like, and you need that in a business. Like, you need that somebody in the business to kind of put everything to the forefront, because a lot of people want to stay in the background and just want to do their work. But you also need somebody that's going to push the agenda of everybody getting healthy, and that's what he did. And so that's why you have to respect him, because he actually did go out there and put himself out there, because you know what's going to happen when you put yourself out there in front of the government like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? So that's where the respect comes in. That everybody's supposed to respect and pay homage, because he was the forefront of, hey, I'm gonna put this out there. We need to get healthy. This is how you get healthy. This is you don't need to be using their products. You can come over here and use these products over here. Like, that's what he was on. And he was doing the best as far as getting that out there to everybody.
Yeah.
Now what everything that he was saying was truthful. This is what I say about that. Not everything he was saying was truthful. Like, I think he was on his journey. I think he was finding out a lot of things. I think he was learning from a lot of different people. I think he would go to different spots and learn and get the knowledge and go to another spot and get some more knowledge. And then from all that, just like we would all do, just kind of like if we were all having conversations with one another and we're getting knowledge, then we start formulating our own scenarios, our own hypothesis on how it is. And through that, you may kind of find a couple different things that you say, okay, you know what, I was wrong in that area. I might need to change it up.
Yeah.
But guess what? Just like they always say that he's not around to defend himself, he's not around to say, you know what, I was wrong about that as well.
I agree.
For
me,
like that's where we come into the and when I only thing I like to deal with Dr. Savior is facts.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you say, he's not here to defend himself. So we have to deal with facts instead of dealing with anything else, opinions. And again, I love Dr. Sabian. So anybody saying that it was just, I don't know. I guess I looked at the article with knowing what I looked at it like, okay, I looked at it like this person must have a problem with him.
Yeah.
and really is and say, okay, so since this is the situation, I'm gonna put this and this and this and this out there. And hey, you never know. You never know what the relationship was. You never know who that person was to Dr. Sabian. They may not have said that. So for them to actually and have that information, like, you gotta understand, like they just didn't write just any old thing. They took time with that.
Yep.
That was a well-written article. I'm not gonna even, and it was a well-written article, even if people want to say it was a lot of outlandish. I'm trying to see where they didn't say anything that was false. And that's where I go with it. Like, okay, if I see false in it, then I'll say, hey, that's false. But she was harsh, but she wasn't false.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest thing. I'm like, okay, I want to find false, because just like anybody, I want to put this nigga on a pedestal too.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, I want him to stay on that pedestal too. But when somebody comes with you with facts, and that's what happened with me with the court case. I used to say the same thing. About Dr. Said, no, he won that course. Somebody sent me some paperwork, and I just had to look at it. Now, you gotta understand, I'm somebody that comes from a certain lifestyle, so I look at paperwork. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is saying, yeah, you bled out, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't really show that you cured these 77 people. What you showed is that you didn't prescribe them.
Yeah.
You didn't give them a diagnosis. Like, so what it was is that and I understand why you wouldn't want to, because if you were actually going to go through with that trial, they would have dug you up. They would put all your business out there.
Yeah.
I would have settled for $900 myself, bro. And I'm just being truthful. But do I consider that a win? No.
Well, here's the thing. There were
I consider me pleading out. Like,
yeah,
you feel what I'm saying? I pled out.
Let's be straight.
Pled out.
There's actually two different cases. The first case, he won on the technicality. He got acquitted because he could prove that they weren't prescribing medicine. But the second one, they went after him on some kind of civil case, and that's the one where he pled out and basically said, "You know what? I don't want to fight with you guys. I'll retract the shit.
Yeah.
The $900, blah blah blah." You know what I mean? And and you brought up something earlier. I just want to go back on when you talked about that person that had the issue in the article. My question now I'm asking is, did he have an issue with Dr. Sebi himself, or the way people react towards Dr. Sebi? Because to me, I barely know Dr. Sebi. I don't know enough about the guy to really hate the guy. Like everybody says, "Oh, you hate doctors." I don't fucking hate the guy. You know what I mean? I know he healed people and stuff, but this is what I also know is that the reaction that people have towards him, it's like you're not looking at everything and you're following this guy like he's this deity, and you're not checking to see if everything is correct. And there's a lot of things that he's not. He reminds me kind of like my pastor, or pastor in a church. So I go to church a lot. Like I'm very religious, right? Every Sunday I've been going for years. I'm like considered a church elder and stuff. So I get to see what's going on in the background of what's happening in the church. So if we plan an event or something like that, I know what's going on in the event and stuff. I will watch my pastor go up on stage and start describing the event in ways that I'm like, what? Did he just? We're not doing that. That's not on the books. We're not. But he's just like, oh, it's going to be amazing. Sometimes when you get into that like state and you're talking about something, you just talk. Do you know what I mean? And it's not to say that he was spreading lies, because I love my pastor and I don't think he was spreading misinformation. But just sometimes you start talking, you're giving a presentation, and people will get the message the wrong way, or you will, tend to over exaggerate things or something like that. Do you know
Now,
what I mean?
and that was another thing that I had a question about. Now, was it a situation like why did they kick him out of Africa? Did they kick him out of Africa because they already had their own herbals and his stuff wasn't as good as what theirs was? Or did they kick him out of Africa because
He was in
they
the way.
don't see how she likes
Oh,
because no, because he because like they say he was a snake doctor. He wasn't like they're now on our type of medicine. Is that what I'm like? That's what I was trying to figure out if that's what she was saying.
I don't know.
Because
I didn't know he
get
got
it?
kicked out of Africa. He got kicked out of Africa?
Well, that's what she was saying on there. She's like, no, we booted him out of Africa. He can like that's really what she's saying. Like we wasn't going for his stuff, and so we booted him out of Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Like so it that's what I got from it. It's like, okay, we weren't going for his stuff. But I was trying to figure out if it was because they were already on our type of medicine or because they had their own herbs that they already prescribing. And what he was prescribing didn't make sense to them. You get what I'm saying? Like that was my biggest question about it. Is that's how I looked at it. I'm like, okay, so do you guys have better herbs over there? And that's why you and that's why you wasn't messing with him? And he was and what he was saying wasn't making any sense to y'all because y'all been doing your own herbals for forever and a day. Because what I got out of it, because just looking at the comments afterwards, I heard a lot of Africans speaking. We're in Africa. We've been on herbs.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand that. So if you guys been on herbs since forever and a day, that means that you guys have your own herbal tonics that you guys are already using.
Yeah.
You have your own formulas coming from family passed on. So when somebody else comes in that's just saying, hey, I think you should take this, this, and this instead of taking this, this, and this,
they know what they're talking about.
They're gonna look at you like, what are you talking about? We've been taking this, this, and this forever and a day.
Yeah.
See, that's the conversation that really like I want to know is like, okay, so why did y'all kick him out of Africa? Because no, we already had our own remedy. We already had our own stuff. He came over here saying that this is this and we should take this and this and then go with what we had going on. And so we kicked him out. Now I can understand you kicking him out for that.
Or what if he came there trying to sell you a bunch of stuff, saying you need to get my stuff, and
that's really why you kick him out, because
you
already got your own formulas. Like why would I even want you coming in like that, coming in trying to take over Joker City?
Yeah.
Like you don't like like Joe's
Pretty
gonna
much.
take you out like that's what it sounds like. Hey,
Yeah.
like you trying to put some work in my city and I'm not gonna allow you to. That's really what it sounded like almost. Like I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, okay, so what was he? He was pushing the wrong product. He was trying to push some product, then y'all was like, oh man,
Like,
this
I was
product
trying
ain't
to
right.
figure it out. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't like. That's how I don't know. But that was a good article though. It was a good read. He's they mention a lot of stuff that makes you want to think about.
There she goes.
Hello.
Hey, Tata. Hey, how do you pronounce your name? You got to take your mic off. You're on. No, I can't hear you. And you know what's weird? You don't have a volume on your thing. Do you have a mic on your thing? You probably have to tell it to allow you. Since it's your first time, you have to give it permission to use your mic. She's like you now, Rick.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. Uh-oh. So
No,
there's
do you want me to remove you and try it again? Nod your head if you want me to do that. I can't hear you. No, no.
she might not be able to hear you as well.
What's weird is that when I'm looking on the screen, she doesn't even have a volume on it. There's no volume control. So I'm wondering if she gave her permission to use the mic.
Oh yeah. Type it in the comment to her. Cause she might didn't see that.
I think I need to remove her and have her start again.
I thought it warranted rejection because of what happened after that. You know, having me probably still in the game and telling the fan what could possibly happen after that.
She on her phone or computer?
I don't know. But I'm gonna remove her and I'm gonna tell I told her I'm gonna remove you and I'm gonna tell you to join again. Because one of the things I noticed, she didn't have a volume knob. Like everybody's got a like I can control your volume if I want it and like put it down, or I can mute you. And so she didn't have one of those on her phone.
Pulls up, Lakers down 2. Under a minute of play and a half. LeBron, check this out.
Maybe she needs to see the thing.
He will get that and go 17 points in the first half. Lakers down by 6 to let the play. You got to figure things out. Fourth quarter, Pacers up 4. TJ McConnell finding Malcolm Brogdon. He had 28.
Oh, well, we'll see if she comes back or not.
LeBron finding Wayne Ellington. Who's going to hit the 3. Lakers down 3. Next possession.
So what were we talking about before, while she's joining? Let's get back into the conversation.
Oh, we were talking about the article, but I don't need to say anything else about the article. It was good. I read it. I read it like 8 times.
Yeah. See, people thought that I posted it because I have a hate towards Dr. Sabi stuff. I really just posted it to see what everybody's reaction was going to be, to see like in the group who's like, you know, and also who's going to actually read the article. That was the one thing I noticed. Many of the people, they just flipped out and didn't even read the article. They didn't understand what the message was about or what he's saying. They just saw the title and it was like, what? That what?
It's so much controversy around when you bring his name up. And as soon as they they probably saw the screenshot of the article, but then went straight to the comments and just started formulating an opinion from there. You know.
Well, not to throw shade on a lot of these people, but I wonder how many of these people are actually studying his work. Do you know what I mean? Like, how many have bought his book?
Exactly.
How many are doing the actual stuff. Like they like the, you know what it reminds me of, and people are gonna hate me when I say this, but I remember when the Raptors got to the playoff. Every fucking person was a fan. Before Raptors, Raptors, you know what I mean? But now it was like, fuck Raptors, don't talk about our Raptors. You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of clean. It's just like, oh, now you know him. Now you're doing all this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, but what bothers me a lot is how many people are using his name and his image to sell products. Do you know what I'm saying? Like everything's Dr. Sabi approved, or you know what I mean? Oh, Dr. Sabi said this, and you know what I mean? And that's why I wonder if that's why they said this stuff in the article, because it's like everybody's going around like this guy can never do any wrong, like he never made a mistake, that he's not human. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
Yeah. Boy. Yeah. Like they willing to fight over Dr. Sabi.
Yeah.
I'd put that energy just into learning more.
Yeah, and like they go. I was trying to figure out where this energy was like 5 years ago when he got killed though.
Sorry, say that again.
I said I was trying to figure out where the energy was when he got killed. Wasn't nobody riding then.
No, it's not
Right.
until everybody started popularizing it.
So I don't like. I really don't. I really feed into it. Like I really feed into it. Like really, where was y'all at? Like I don't really see nobody. Like, and I go through people's timeline. Like, and that's another thing. I'm not gonna really argue or debate with you if I actually click on you and I don't, and you don't really have a real profile. You ain't not a real person. Like, I kind of let that go. I don't even like to talk to you because, like, I need to know if you're a real person. I need to know, like, what was your mind frame at 5 years ago? Where's your mind frame at 3 years ago? Like, are you just now getting to a point where this is what you've been doing, or was you doing something totally different and 5 years ago? And I always like to know these things because the thing is that I don't want to judge you wrong.
Yeah.
Like I might see some stuff on your timeline and I might be like, okay, I understand why he's, you know what I'm saying? I understand why she's speaking the way she's speaking because her perception or his perception might be a little bit different from the things that they go through. So, like, and I seen a couple people say, "Dr. Sabi saved me." That's big right there.
Yeah,
that's really big. And like, you was in this place where somebody saved you, and a lot of times they saved you, and they didn't even know you. So, we gotta respect that. Like, I respect it. So, I don't.
For sure. You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt that some of his teachings, the diets and everything, they work and they help people. You know what I mean? I'm not disputing that. You know,
Okay.
I am.
But this is my question.
What?
What is it like? What is this diet? Like what is like? So what is this diet? Like because a lot of people, he made money off his products.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't really make money off his diet. And his diet was tweaked all the time. Like, if you really went to the first diet, you couldn't eat nothing. Like, you couldn't even cook your food.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you couldn't eat cooked food. It was all raw. Like, the most you could do is steam. And you couldn't even put it in water. You had to steam it over the water. Like, that's how that, like, so I really want to know if people was doing that. Like that, like if you were doing that with them, I ain't got nothing to say to you. Because that's what I was attempting to do it, and it was hard. For a long period of time. Like, you had to be devoted. Like, there's some people that was devoted. And if you was one of those devoted ones, hey, you know what? I don't have no argument. Everything you say is because you witnessed some stuff that we haven't. Like, you done gone through some stuff like that's stuff that he was, because what it was is that at that time and you wanted to have the most rigorous diet plan ever. Like that's what was going on at the time. Everything was really, really extreme when it came to diet plans at the time. And I'm just going back to the early 2000s. Like everything was really, really, really extreme. Like everybody was doing extreme stuff when it came to dieting. And his diet was super extreme. And super extreme, you gotta understand, like I found him trying to change my life and going super extreme. And he cut into an avenue that's with that. Now what happens is that a lot of people at that time, like 2001, 2002, 2003, when he really started just popping, like because he was known in New York and he was only known in New York before then, really. Like he started making his way to LA and California. And I mean LA and Atlanta after that. Um, but those first diet plans, man, them was rigorous. Like even for people to take a lemon right now, like you couldn't even eat a lemon.
Yeah, it's like it's acidic.
Yeah, it's acidic. Now this is okay. So this is my only question about that, and I wrestle with this question all the time. Is that I understand that thought process. However, right now I have Seamoss, bladderwrack, and burdock root mixed together. Is that going to become acidic because I'm blending two things together and to create something new? Like that. Like you understand what I'm saying? Like that's the
It been a lot of inconsistency with
that's
where
my
he
question.
started at, or where the information started at is when it was getting put out to right now. His diet does change. You know, one minute it'll be like this the food list. Then some time will pass and it'll be like, well, this the food list. You know, but how do you really know? And he not
He
around to speak for himself.
Yeah, he was learning though. That's what I always said. Like he was tweaking it. Like he was learning some stuff, and then he had to change his diet. Like okay, I learned that this is this and this is this, and we can't have this. He was taking things off and putting things on because he was going through it. Like that's what people don't understand. Like it's like somebody of this day saying that they done revamp they cookbook.
Mm.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's what he was doing. He was revamping his cookbook. Like okay, I found out that this is acidic and we need to take this instead of taking this. And he was doing like that's what he was going through all these because now he has time to go through all these different plants and all these different things and start figuring more out about them. Like I think at the start he was just taking a lot of people's information and forming his own situation. But as time goes on, you start to do your own research and say, hey, no, this is this, and this is this, and this is this. And now you start really formulating your own research and own conclusion to what's going on.
And
Um,
and I just want to jump in there. I'll let you continue, but I want to add that back then he didn't have a lot of access to research. So even the information that he's saying now or then might not apply to now. Do you know what I mean? But
he
everybody
was,
says because he said it, it should never be changed. This is where a concern I have because to me it's like you this by believing that, then you stop your research, your own research. So continue. I just wanted to throw that
yeah,
in there.
no, that's exactly how it is. Like he was continuing to learn. Like he was continuing to do research. He was like, okay, from 2001 to 2016, he probably gained so much knowledge as far as where to go, as far as just diving deeper into all these plants. Like that's really what I thought he started end up doing. That's why Seamoss came about. He started really diving into Seamoss and saying, okay, let me see exactly because I know this plant was good. I was taking this plant because if you actually go back and listen to documentaries about him, they talk about how he spoke about Seamoss when he was in New York, and that's how he kind of came up with the Seamoss because they were doing it like it was a group of them, but he was the one that's kind of so fixated on Seamoss at the time, and he was the one that fixated. So it was one of those things that was kind of like he incorporated into his like, okay, this is gonna be a part of my formula. I like Seamoss. This I like this plant right here, and so now he's starting to really study this plant a little bit more, and it may have been a situation where if you're in New York, you may only been getting one or two type of species of Seamoss. You don't know about the other ones.
Mhm.
Like you only getting a certain kind, and so now you start to see, oh well, this country has Seamoss over here, and this country has Seamoss over here. However, how many real videos do we have with Dr. Sabi really talking, especially in the latter years?
Yeah. No.
Like we don't have that many videos of him speaking about anything in the latter years. All those that he was speaking about were like in the mid 90s.
Yep. And here's another thing that I've found through my research is that Conurus crispus is often used as the top term of seaweeds or sea moss in general. So there's times where they could refer to Conurus crispus, and yet the species is Garcilaria because that's considered the main species, and these ones are all derivatives of the, I forget what the name. It's called the
However,
genus or something like that. I forget the term that they use.
wasn't that what he was talking about? Like he said Chondrus crispus, but described
Garcilaria. Not
exactly.
not only that, the dude, he was talking Garcilaria. Like, and that's something
Yeah,
I know for
but
the
and
picture he
he
showed.
used Chondrus crispus as a general term, I believe.
Yes,
Like we would use Irish moss. He used Chondrus crispus because what it was is that he may have been talking to some people that's what they were familiar with.
yeah,
And we don't know who he was talking to like that to be say, okay, well, maybe he used certain like I will use certain terms if I'm talking to somebody else that I know will pick up on the terms that I'm using. Like some places I go and I don't use certain words because I know that you're not going to understand what I'm talking about.
facts.
So,
Well,
uh,
I know this. I've seen videos on YouTube. Anybody can Google it, and they go into the kitchen at Ushla Village, which is Dr. Sabi's village, right, his place, and they're cooking up the sea moss. And when they look in the sea moss in the pot, it's Garcilaria. Not only that, but they're also boiling it. So if you
yeah.
guys are following Dr. Sabi, this is why I kind of like do these things to show people because it's like a lot of these people are they're just, I don't want to say brainwashed, but they're not seeing everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how have you
Well,
not seen that video and know that it's Garcilaria that they're serving?
this is the thing is that they just want to be a part of something.
That's true.
I'm just gonna be honest. They just want to be a part of something. A lot of people just want to be a part of something. I understand that. And this is and Dr. Sabian, what he had going for and what he was standing for was is something that's good to be a part of. But like we used to tell the young cats back in the day, man, don't join no gang if you don't know what you're getting into.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta really speak and you gotta really know your stuff. You can't just join a gang and don't know what the gang is about because you gonna fall for anything. You gonna be sent on a dummy mission sooner or later.
Hmm.
And I see some people out here crash and they crashed on that article. Like they crashed. I'm looking at like, man, these cats are crashing out.
They just have a
Like,
meltdown.
that's how I'm like, bro, are you really crashing out over this article? Like, is y'all like they was talking like they really to ride for it. Like
Dude,
I'm ready to go there on that. I'm like, really?
honestly, bro, these guys,
Like really?
Dr. Sabi,
That's what
they're,
you
they're
that's what you really
fanatical
go
like
for.
that.
You must not have a wife and kids or nothing like that. Well, that
Yeah.
got you that point where you
That got you all
like
riled up like
where
that.
you ready to ride out for another man. It's not your family. Like I can understand if his son came in the room and it's like, hey man, I don't understand. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I can understand that. You know what I'm
Especially
saying?
not knowing nothing about nothing for real. No research, no
Yeah, like you
real
know what I'm
knowledge
saying?
about nothing. Seen a couple of Dr. Sebi screenshots on Facebook over the past 2 years,
Yeah,
and
man.
there it is.
Yeah.
And what I advise him to do, man, like just pick up where he left off.
Huh?
Like I advise him to pick up where he left off. Like do your research. Like come up with like because he was researching.
Yeah.
He was on his path. Like what you supposed to do is you supposed to pick up where he left off. Like that.
Everybody thinks that's
It's hard for me to sit here and I'm not going and I don't want to say it the wrong way. It's hard for me to kiss a man's ass when I'm out here trying to go harder than what he was going.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna show respect. I'm gonna show homage, and I'm gonna do what I do. But guess what? I'm trying to be better than you, bro. Like, what we on? Like, I'm trying to be better than Dr. Sabi. If you ain't out here trying to be better than Dr. Sabi, then you in my way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, move aside.
Like, I'm seeing what he did. I'm like, bro, if this is what you did at the age of this age, then guess what I'm about to do? I'm about to go crazy.
Yeah.
Like if he didn't spark you like that, then you in the way.
Yeah.
Like that's really what it's supposed to be like. Like these what you really supposed to be thinking about. That's why I'm looking like, okay, if that's the case, then all these people that had arguments, I want to see what they're doing right now. Like how you like does your day look like a Dr. Sabi day?
Yeah, like how much are you living in the light of Dr.
Yeah.
Sabi? How much do
Is
you
your
follow?
day like a Dr. Sabi day? Like how much do you talk? How much are you speaking? How much research did you do today? What did you learn today? What did you learn about Seamoss today? Who did you connect with and get some new information about Seamoss today? Did you make any products? Did you create anything?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
did you talk to anybody about Seamoss today? Did you talk to anybody about herb? Did you talk about anybody about getting healthy and healing themselves? Did you do any consultation that didn't have to stand for money? See, that's another thing that we don't talk about is that Dr. Sabi made a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Everything
he was
did.
in it for money. Just like a lot of the people that you see right now, they do it for money. We all have to make a living.
Yeah.
And when you find something that you're good at, then that's what you run with. He was a good talker.
Yeah.
He was a good talker. You gotta understand something. The man had how many kids? 17 children. Like you gotta understand that's in his blood. Like that's you gotta understand something. That's in his blood. That game is in his man. Come on,
Listen, that's
man.
What are you talking about?
And that's just me giving respect, bro. That's in your blood, bro. You know how to talk to him.
Yeah.
You know how to talk to you.
That's what I thought, Ricky, when I first heard. I was like, 14 wives, 17 kids? I'm like, whoa, this guy can chat.
You active, like, and I understand he off that Seamoss. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible.
But
like,
I have
it's
a hard
possible.
time
You can really be, and then your energy level up, you speaking good, you in good health and everything like that, and that stuff flows, and he is who he is.
Yeah.
Like we ain't trying to be perfect. Like he was who he was. Like, you know what I'm saying? He had to get the gas, you know what I'm saying? Like they said, he had 2 women over here and all that's documented. Like what she said about the women in the left eye situation, it wasn't done that false.
Yeah.
The women will tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's his kids will tell you that. That's why I was trying to figure out, like, where was it that in that article where she was saying wrong? Like, people got mad about talking about slandering his name. That's not slandering his name.
It was the truth.
Everybody knew that already. If you didn't know, then that means you didn't know Dr. Sabi.
Yeah. And then it's a shock for them to hear that. And at the end of the day, how does any of that shit have to do with anything about his healing and how he healed people? I never once said he didn't heal anybody, or no one was I can't say that, because if someone says that they did it, they did it. Yeah, anyways.
But it did what it's supposed to do, though. To be honest with you, the article did what it's supposed to do.
Oh, yeah, it worked. Yeah, it was to get people's attention, to get people thinking, to get people talking. Now, I thought maybe it would have been more of a mature debate about it and then more discussion. Well, what about this point and what about that point? And we could, get to know him better. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But you gotta understand something as well, is that people don't want to lose their customers.
Yeah.
People are just sitting there watching, and people don't want to lose their customers. People don't want to have the conversation afterwards. Like, is that really how you think about Dr. Sabi? Because they may have been saying something else behind, like, you know, I talk like this all the time. Like, I'm not gonna bite my tongue for no one. Like, I'm gonna say exactly, hey, this is what I think. Like, it is what it is. Um, and you have your own perception. Like
Yeah.
I always tell people, you have your own perception. Um, you may think a certain way about certain things, and and that nature, but again, you have your own perception. Like, and you're entitled to your perception. I'm entitled to mine. I'm gonna stand on it, and there are gonna be facts with it. Like, this is why I think this way,
Yeah.
and like, but I don't know. I just sometimes I think differently about people because, you know, R. Kelly had you thinking differently about people. I don't even want to go that route, but like, people still listen to R. Kelly music and all this other stuff, and they think that's cool and everything. And that's the day and age we live in, where it don't matter. Like, you can do all type of BS to somebody, you can do all type of dirt to somebody, but as long as you got some good music, they don't matter.
Yeah. If you serve some type of benefit to people, then it don't matter. They'll push the most vile stuff to the side, you know, just to continue to receive that benefit from you.
Dude,
Yeah.
I have to keep it 100. I have to be like this. I can't, like, the one thing I've learned in life is you can only act for so long.
Hey, that person said it. He said that's why they arresting him for them taxes. Ain't no joke. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
He he didn't want that he didn't want that stuff out there about how much money he was making, about how much money he was getting, and they were going to expose all, like, you know, they put it out there on him.
Now that's a good question. I wonder how they would have perceived him if they knew, like, he was charging this much money for herbs, or he was doing, like, I don't know if he was or not. I'm not suggesting that, but what if he was?
It was a no. I'm gonna tell you something. It was okay. So to the average person, couldn't come that say,
Yeah.
like, you couldn't be regular and go to Dr. Sabi and think that you're gonna be able to pay for a consultation and accede to his diet plan. Like, you had to be rich
Yeah.
or at least have some money. Like, because you gotta understand, like, the tonics that he was describing out to get all the parasites out and things of that nature. The 30-day where he would give you a tea for 30 days. Like,
Mhm.
that tea, I think, was like, I can't. I think the consultation was like $15,000 to $3,000. It was something. It was wow.
Wow.
Like, I can't remember at the time, but I was living a different lifestyle, so I was able to pay it. You know,
Yeah.
I really wasn't worried about it. You know, but to the average person, it wasn't feasible. And I remember that I'm like, man, I remember thinking, like, I'm out here in the club going crazy at the time, doing it big, and I'm like, I got what? How much? And he was like, yeah, it's gonna be. And but they give you a whole scenario for it, and it was, I can't remember how much, but it was a lot. And I remember I was, you know how you think about the re-up. I was
Yeah.
like, man, I don't even want to re-up, man. I was trying to figure out how I can make it myself. Like, okay, what herbs did you put in here? Because
Yeah.
you was looking like, man, okay, this is a lot of money to stay in this lifestyle, and not to mention you're buying like $600, $700 worth of food every month, along with the capsules and everything that he was giving you. Then he give you the tonic. Man,
Well, I know I have a client, and one of his dreams is to go to the Ushla village, and he's saving up. He said it's $250,000 to go for 1 year.
okay,
Ain't no way.
he want to go to Husha Village now.
Yeah, I think it's now, or yeah, yeah.
Why? It's
I
not
don't
the
know.
same. It's not the same.
I don't know. Well,
It
he
hasn't been the
believes
same
it's
for
the same.
years.
Well, he believes it's the same, and maybe that's an issue too. Like, how many people know what's really happening now, or do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Like, how many people buy his Dr. Sabi's products right now? Dr. Sabi's cell food. Like,
I don't think anybody does. I think they're all getting it through different groups. Because I've asked a couple people, like, are you using his products? How did you learn about his stuff? Because they'll be like, oh, his journey saved my life, and he's like, no, I got it from a book, from a group, or I got it from this. So I'm like, okay, so no one's really bought the stuff. You know what I mean? That
well,
he,
you can't. The stuff is not worth being bought anyway anymore because it's not even his. Like, and this is something that I don't really understand either because before he passed away, he wasn't really running his company.
Mhm. That's what I heard.
Like he,
There was some other guy that was
yeah,
actually.
he was like he wasn't doing anything in L.A. I'm not sure if it was one of the ex-wives got him. Like,
Uh,
I'm not sure about the whole situation. Um, I'm not sure. I'm not even like, but I always wondered that. I always wonder, okay, how do you just give away your company like that and just let them? Because that's really how you got caught up. Somebody, your main people that used to deal with your business wasn't handling your business no more. You had off-brand people handling your company no more. Company. So, and the only thing that makes me think of is that you had some women issues, and one of your women was slicker than you, because that's what happens to most of them.
yeah,
They meet they match.
and the woman
And
kind of came out of
and
something.
I just want to speak truth. They like most men, they meet they match, and that's what their downfall is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh yeah, his daughter still sells in the stores in Atlanta. You're right about that. It's now that's actually his real formulas from his daughter in Atlanta.
Mhm.
All that other stuff I don't know about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we could talk about him for death. I just hope people understand. I don't hate the guy. I don't have any issues with him. You know what I mean? I more like put it out there just to create a convert. I told you guys all why I did it. You know what I mean? Just to see what people say. You know,
Hey, you going to that debate on Saturday?
what debate on Saturday with Victor and Thing?
I don't know who. I don't even know who the guy was that asked me to debate with him on Saturday.
Oh, the juice guy.
Yeah,
What's the debate about?
Dr. Sabi.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I might
He
watch it.
want to talk about Dr. Sabi. Okay, so this is how I look at it. I hope he actually listen to this. He just want to he want a platform. But if he wanted a platform and he wanted to put himself out there, then only thing he had to do is just DM me and say, "Hey man, can you shout me out?"
Yeah.
Like, bro, like I understand, like,
For
like,
free.
like I, like anybody. I don't know. I'm not really big on. I'm not gonna call you no name and then ask to come on a. Cause I'm first thing I'm gonna call you is a bitch when as soon as we step on live, and then the conversation's over with. Cause you done like that. You gotta understand. Like I don't understand. I don't understand social media etiquette. So when you call me a name, if you actually call me out my name and think that we're gonna get on live and I'm not gonna call you out your name, the first thing I say to you.
Yeah. Some of these guys.
Then and then it's gonna go left after that. So I was trying to figure out why would he even ask to go live with me? Like that was like I didn't understand it.
Because everybody not cut from the same cloth, man. And
I guess so.
since you know, because that's what
like
you always know.
I'm gonna get real disrespectful
But see, but
in
Ben,
front of his people, and I'm just gonna look bad, and I don't want that for my company.
all right, so there you have it. Then you
Yeah,
know
so
it's a waste of your energy.
yeah, that's what. Like, man, I told we could have the conversation there. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
See
understand.
what to
Like,
talk about.
yeah, like I don't understand. We don't wait. I don't understand waiting on having a conversation, man. I'm right here.
Let's go.
It
But I know
was
that if he wanted to have a debate with me on Seamoss, he'll lose.
he want to have debate on Dr. Sabi,
I
and
know.
he's still
But with
gonna lose.
Seamoss, he'd lose. I would kill him on Seamoss. Dr. Sabi, but
I can debate him about Dr. Sabi, but it's not even make no sense because I don't. It wouldn't even make any sense. I asked certain questions to see if I would even talk to you about it. But if you don't answer, have you ever took Dr. Sabi product while he was here or anything of that nature? Then
Yeah. So here, one user said, but actually, it was a Mexican healer that healed him. His brother said that on the Breakfast Club. Heck, a lot of people don't even know he was. Heck, a lot of people don't even know he's Honduran. Yeah, what I'm saying. Like
we
he,
don't not getting
he
it.
was getting his Seamoss from Honduras. He says it, and when you do the research, Honduras crispus doesn't grow there. It's not that it can't; it just doesn't grow there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, what are you saying to me? He had like Honduras crispus from Maine shipped into like Honduras when all, you know what I mean? He was talking about skin thinny strains with no salt on it. It doesn't sound like.
That person right. Yeah, he definitely got healed by a Mexican healer. And when the Mexican healer healed him, just like anybody that gets healed, just like okay, some of us taking CMOS.
Mhm.
As soon as the first time we take CMOS, we're like, oh shit. And guess what we started doing right after that? Started selling CMOS.
Yeah,
He started selling healing. Like, like he started selling healing.
yeah, because he knew it was a marketable product. People
He was a
wanted it.
hustler.
Yeah,
He was a hustler. So look, let's switch gears, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and this for both of y'all, right?
Okay.
Like, Rick, I remember you telling me your story, and Julian, you kind of told a little bit of your story, but like just for the people, right? Like Rick,
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
was you doing before you ever thought about touching CMOS, and what led you to the moment where you said, "I'm about to invest in this," and tell us about that whole process for you.
All right. So I'm gonna
Hold
make
up,
a. I'm
and
gonna
let
make it
me
because
let me
this is.
hold up. Let me add this too for both of y'all. And so, tell your story, right,
Yeah.
from your first purchase of CMOS, how you got there, right? What you was doing before that, but then would you, based on what you know and gathered from that first time to today, if there's anything you would do different?
All right. You want to go first, Julian?
No, you go first because my story is probably going to be long.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to shorten my story up as much as possible. So my journey started like okay. So I was following Dr. Sabi back in the day. So I was taking CMOS. Probably didn't know I was taking CMOS because I was young and I was just he just said take and I took it. You get what I'm saying? So I don't like I can't really go on that one. Now my reinvention to CMOS was actually watching Sway and watching his ex-wife talk about CMOS. And then what that ended up doing was because that's who I had my consultation with. It clicked right then. And I was like, so that's what you was giving me. And so after that, I'm having conversations with wifey, and she is like, so she ends up buying some off of Amazon, a little I don't know, it's a 2 4 ounce bag. And right now it would be called some of the worst sea moss that you can get. Like, and just to be truthful, but it sat up in the pantry for like a good couple months. So I had just moved back to Georgia. Just moved back to Atlanta. I was in South Georgia. I just moved back to Atlanta. I left Atlanta. I didn't have kids, so I was partying in Atlanta. I'm going crazy when I left Atlanta the first time. And, so I came back and I got kids, wife, you know what I'm saying? Everything's changed. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not about to go work for anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm still sitting on a little bit of money from back in the day. So I'm not really hurting, but I know I need to make something happen. Like, so yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to be at the house just not doing nothing. Like, we just had our daughter, so I was at the house just watching I forget what that show was, but we binge watched TV shows together and all that other stuff. And then I was like, man, I gotta find something. And then one day, I don't know, me and my homeboy were talking about, and he asked me, bro, you still be on that health stuff, like that Seamoss stuff? I'm like, man, I ain't had. So I go online, start seeing how people making gel. So I tried to make me some gel. So I made me some jelly. It wasn't gel, it was jelly. That junk turned out looking like jelly. It was just like I had it in a tub, but I was scooping it, taking it, and that junk was working. And that's why I can say that dirty stuff was working. I was just is taking it. And then guess what? About a month later, wifey was pregnant. Then I knew it worked.
Yeah.
Now, this whole entire time, I'm online kind of looking for different supplies of Seamoss. So, I get me like a pound or so. But or just kind of look to see how I can make it, because I figured I fucked that batch up. I still used it, but I fucked it up. So I'm online, and it started dawning on me that they saying that you can take this little piece of Seamoss and make a big old thing of gel. Now I want me being Google master. I'm Googling how much it costs for gel, and I'm seeing all these people talking about $35, $40. I'm like, hold on. Well, I just made 16 ounces with this little old raggedy shit right here. that I think she might pay like $5 for. I'm like, okay, $5. I'm like, so I'm starting to do math, right? I'm like, and so I'm looking. I'm like, okay, so what all you need to start? And they like, oh, the only thing you need is some jars, a scale, some bags. Oh, that's it. I got backup scale. I got all that, man. So now I'm looking like, okay, so now I really start looking for a situation, and so I'm going through all these, like I'm going through trying to find some Jamaica, Seamoss, and there's some people in New York, but like everybody's real sketchy. There was only a couple people that was kind of like, like it was kind of like when you start looking at like 20, 25, 30 pounds, because I'm starting to look at what a pound cost, and then I started looking at what 20 pounds cost. It was totally different. So I was like, well, shit, I'm gonna go with the 20 pounds, not knowing what 20 pounds really looked like.
Right.
So I'm starting to look, and I'm like, okay, 20, 25. And so I didn't buy nothing. So I've actually, me, I'm a search online. So I'm looking at who got the best Seamoss, and they start. St. Lucia comes up every now and then. Grenada was coming up, but you can't find anybody in Grenada. So I was contacting everybody in St. Lucia, and then finally somebody called me back and said they had a warehouse full of them. And I was like, oh, really? A warehouse full? I didn't need that much. Like I only want like 20 pounds. But the person told me, you know what? It doesn't even make sense for me to send you 20 pounds. I'm not going to deal with you unless you get 100 to 200 pounds. So I negotiated to 50. I negotiated 50. I'm like, okay, just send me 50. And they were like, you don't want to do that. I'm like, no, I want to do that. So they sent me 50 pounds, and he was right. I didn't want to do it because the fees end up being a lot more. I will say this, that first go around, I learned so much that first go around that it was all worth that little extra money that I paid, because I learned how to get a customs agent. I learned what to put when I'm going to get my bond and all these other things that people don't really, really think about. Like it's really, really what you tell them that the Seamoss is used for. And that's where a lot of people mess up. They over there saying that they ingesting it when they need to say that's just for topical. So I'll give that out there to people. That's my one gem that I'm gonna give y'all. Don't go to your customs agent and say that's used to ingest, because then you gotta go all these FDA situations, all this other stuff, and that's where a lot of y'all running y'all problems at. What you need to say that you use it for topical, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Don't say anything else. Say topical, because then you don't have to go through all this extra rigor mortis, all this other stuff, and having all this FDA. I don't go through none of that.
Yeah, I remember when that happened. When the guy asked me, he's like, "Is this for? Are you going to consume this?" And I'm like, "Well, what if it is for consumption?" He's like, "Well, you need to get an FDA this and that, and you got to get this." I was like, "No, no, 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 it's for soap."
Exactly. Nah. We like no. People make people put this on their skin, and that's that. As soon as I said it, like, cause I was saying the wrong thing for a while. Like I'm having a conversation with my customs agent. She was like, "Yeah, so what?" I'm like, "Yeah, so you know what? We're gonna be making gel. I might make some applesauce." I'm like, "No." She's like, "Okay, so what else you gonna do with it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I might make a juice, man. I'm about to open up a smoothie thing." Da, 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 da. She's like, "Okay." She's like, "Okay." I said, "Yeah, you know, I know women put it on their skin." She's like, she said, "Be quiet." She said, "Don't say nothing else."
Yeah, just
She said, "Don't
shut
say
your
nothing
mouth.
else. That's what we using for topical."
Yeah.
Okay.
So look, cause you know what, you told me that a long time ago, right? In a conversation, and I didn't hold on to it. I did absolutely nothing with that. And I remember vividly you telling me that. You know what I'm saying? And I did nothing with that information. So this
Yes.
so be clear as to like what that changes in terms of the finances, that the dynamic for people that are importing CMOS.
Well, be honest with you, I don't know exactly what it changes because I ain't never had the issue where I had to pay the extra
Wow.
fees. So I'll be truthful. I didn't pay those extra fees. I had to ask somebody that ended up having to get all their FDA stuff in order to get their CMOS to come through. Like I didn't have to do that. Like now, I don't even know how I got it. I think my customs agent just ended up getting it for me because she was like, I ended up getting the boy Bondi and everything. They weren't gonna let me get it in,
Mm.
and she was like, you know what? I think we have an FDA number from you from that. I'm like, really? You do? I was like, you do? I was like, they must have just hooked me up because yeah. Yeah, that's I always tell people don't say and
So is the process of so do you still use a customs broker now?
yeah,
Yeah, you
like
have to.
I don't do it. Like I send out one email and that's all I do. And I pick up CMOS.
And you said you still use one, Julian?
So I use a custom broker now. Originally, I've always used a custom brokers to ship to the States. But originally, when I first was shipping to Canada, I was clearing the shipments myself personally. And that was nerve wracking because I had to go up to the border service place, talk to them. And I'll never forget one of my first orders, I think it was like 3,000 pounds. And I'm standing at the window and I'm like, oh, yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? And he's like, okay, so is this for business or personal? And I'm like, personal? You know what I mean? And he's like, personal? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, is there a problem? And he's like, well, you got 3,000 pounds. And I'm like, okay, so? You know what I mean? He's like, well, I think that's a lot. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, well, it seems like a lot. I'm like, well, have you ever had Seamoss before? He's like, no. I'm like, well, it's not a lot for Seamoss.
Wow.
Was I
Hey,
checked first if he knew about Seamoss? So I was like, oh, it's not a lot. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, so what do you do with it? I'm like, oh, I bathe with it.
That's what I was ready to say. Like, tell him you put it in a bathtub and
I
soak
told him
it.
I soak it, I blend it, put it in a bathtub, and I bathe in it. That's why I needed so much. Because he was like, "This is like 3 tons. Like, what do you mean? Like, where are you keeping this? What do you mean it's personal?" I was like, "Oh, it's in my basement." You know what I mean? So I think after the second or third time of me doing that and them looking at me, I was like, "Okay, I got to get a broker." And then you know what I mean. And the guy when I was shipping it from, he would every time I would pick it up, he'd be like, "You clear this again, personal?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, man, no problem."
And you do
so
the same. You did the same thing, Rick. Like I didn't seen you 2,000, 4,000 pounds, and you still.
broker, broker. I'm not even. I don't even like to like. This is the thing. What I learned from the start, going through that first time, is that I don't want to deal with anything. Like I don't want to because dealing with your stuff and at the airport and everything like that is nerve wracking because what happens is if you don't get it, then you get charged, and you're gonna keep on getting charged, and you're gonna keep on getting charged, and you're gonna keep on getting charged, and you're gonna be feeling a certain way. Like so, I rather just and my like my customs agent don't charge me that much, like
Mhm.
that. Especially if you look at, and that's what they told me from the get go. Like they're like, Rick, you might as well not get 100, 200 pounds. You might as well get 1,000 pounds because your charge is going to be the same no matter what.
Mhm.
No matter what, if you get 500 pounds, it's going to be the same charge as if you get 2,000 pounds. So
Yeah.
they charge me the exact same amount. It don't matter on their end. Like
Yeah, I went through that. I went through that before, like the whole paperwork thing, and then it's like, I had to wait an extra day or two. No fault of my own. My shipment was at the airport. It had already went through and
released it.
everything, but they ended up not. It was something on the warehouse end part, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's like $160 a day." I'm like, "What?"
Yes, and
Like, look,
and that and that's where it goes, and that's where it goes left.
yeah. I'm
And
like,
that's
look,
where it goes left, and that's when you start like, man,
I said, look,
like
y'all ain't. But luckily, my broker was, she was constantly right in real time sending documents. Like, look, like y'all didn't contact my client. No, he didn't know it was there. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all didn't follow this protocol, da da da, and it ended up working out. And the guy ended up saying, "Well, you know what? Like I'm not going to charge. I'll just charge you like an extra $60," which I went on and paid, but I still took it as a $300 lesson. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know,
did I give you my broker?
no, Mr. B gave me my broker. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Um, I can't even think of her name right off the top of my head, but I mean, I'm sure you know who she is. But I think she in Chicago though. I think
See,
she.
my
I
broker's
use
down here.
I use PCB.
I use He Is Worthy.
Oh yeah,
I used
nah.
to use Atlanta broker, Atlanta custom brokers in the
Yeah,
beginning.
actually, that's who I started off with. That's the lady that actually kind of she put me on the game about
The
about how
FBA.
to. Yeah, she was like, no, don't do that. And then they were actually okay. So I did. I'm not gonna say anything about Atlanta Customs Brokers because they were actually pretty good. They just started taking a little bit more time than what my other brokers would. Like
Mm.
that would,
That's why I stopped using them.
yeah, they were like I would call them, I would hit them up on a Wednesday to get a package, and they went clear until Friday, and then
Yeah,
so
I
I
remember.
ended up with going to He Is Worthy, and they're awesome. Like I can hit them up at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's like clockwork.
Mine takes 2 hours to clear, and it's
Exactly.
all electronically. Sends me a text message when it's done. I
Is
love
that's
that.
I get an email. I send the email over.
Yeah,
A couple
that's
hours
it.
later, like as soon, pretty much what it is that if it's gonna land at if it lands at 12:30, that I know by 1:30 I'm gonna get a message saying you can go pick up your package.
It's package.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I remember at Atlanta Custom Broker, I flipped out on the girl one time because I complained, right? Because I was like, "Yo, we sent you this stuff yesterday. What's going on?" And she's like, "Well, if you need it faster, you can always pay for a rush order." I was like, "What the pay? What
Yeah.
the hell are you talking about?" Like, I
And
have
they
to
were always out of
do
the
your
office.
job?
They were always out of the office. Oh,
Yeah.
we're out of the office. We're out of the office. We'll be back in the office. Like, be back in the office. You
What the hell are you doing?
like this is COVID. You work from home.
Oh yeah.
And it's all, and I got mad at because she was like, "Well, you're not the only person we're dealing." I'm like, "Listen, it's paperwork. How long does it take you to fill the forms out? Because that's
It
all we're
doesn't.
doing is filling forms out."
It
And I remember
doesn't take long at all either.
the guy that was handling my shipping, he got all upset at me because of the way I went off on her. And he's like, "Oh, dude, you're gonna ruin it for us." I'm like, "Fuck, ruin it for us." Like, well, you think she's the only custom brokers on the planet? We'll get someone else. She's not doing her. You know what I mean? We're paying a lot of money. I think it was like over $300 that we were
No,
paying.
it was like 350. Like if you weren't bonded, it was 400.
Yeah, 350, and it was like, what? Like for 350 to clear a package, you should be like, "Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. How can I?" You know what I mean? How can I serve you better, sir? That's a lot of money.
Exactly, and it only takes you 10 minutes to clear the package. Come on,
It should.
Yeah,
that's
I
all
know.
it takes is 10
Hey,
minutes. Like I seen my people just a lot of times they just have to wait for it to go and clear customs,
Yeah.
so they send you over the paperwork.
yeah, I pay like 175, and that's on probably like
Yep, that's what you're supposed to pay.
yeah, yeah,
That's
I
the rate.
last time I think I paid $35.
For how many pounds?
I think it was like 1,200.
What?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good.
What?
You did the work. You did the paperwork yourself though.
No. Well, all I did was email her the work, the invoice, and the clearance ship from Amerijet. You know the paperwork they give you with the FIDO and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emailed that. Everything the Amerijet sent to me, I forwarded to her, and you don't even forward it to her. You forward it to this one email address, and then they send you a message with the number. You can go like the cargo number. You can go on the cargo numbers, do a track, and then you can add in your email address and text number to message you.
What's the name of that company again?
PCB, Pacific, or maybe it's Pacific Custom Brokers,
Oh yeah, I need them people.
and they're in.
$5.
Yeah, it was like $35. Now,
They
mind
make
you,
me trust. They make me think
My
about my
invoice-
loyalty.
my invoices are low.
Right.
They make me question my loyalty.
Man, you ain't lying. God damn.
Yeah.
Like I ain't gonna lie to you.
But what
I'm
you
like,
do,
man.
Dre, say, Julian? You said keep in mind what?
That my invoices they show low. Like I get them as low as like even the guy in agriculture is like to my guy is like, are you sure this is the right number? Like I've never seen a invoice that low, but
Oh, so that's oh, that's the key.
yeah,
That's the key.
yeah. So
You know what? I've never thought about that.
because the custom brokers charge based on the value of the invoice. But see, for us, we're pretty much like collecting the Seamoss ourselves. So how do you put a value on something that you made? You know what I'm saying? Like it'd be different if we bought from someone and we bought from this person. You know what I mean? Do a transaction or stuff. But for most cases with us, there's not a lot of transaction. You know what I mean? Like we pay people to do certain jobs and work and stuff like that. But you know,
Oh.
you okay, Rick? You're running.
Huh?
I said, you okay? You look like you're running for the block.
Yeah, I think
Team's
my phone about to go
running.
dead. Now your phone about to go dead. Like, oh shoot.
Scaring me, bro. I'm like, did I start running too?
I don't know where the charger is.
Huh?
Ah, I caught it. Oh man, I'm sweating
What?
too. Dang.
Yeah.
You all right, man?
Man, I'm all right now, man. I almost didn't make it. Like I started hearing everybody start going really fuzzy. I started looking at my phone like, oh, I'm at 1%. You know when that 1% hit, it scramble.
Yeah.
That
It's
drink
scrambled
you've
food.
been sipping on.
This guy going.
That
Yeah,
drink
it's
you've
scrambled.
been sipping on must have been potent.
Man, it is potent. Whew. Yeah, that was a good drink.
Hey, look, y'all. I'm about to tap out, man. Go lay down.
Oh shit! It's 2:00.
Yeah.
See, and like I'm not gonna be on here till 3:00 again.
Well, no, we're tapping out, bro.
Yeah, we're tapping
Exactly.
out.
I was saying the same thing.
Everybody in the house sleep but me. And I'm out here talking like it's 2:00 in the afternoon. So,
I know.
and then you know we be back on Sunday. So
Exactly.
Hey,
And then the funny thing is, so wifey downstairs, she act like she doing stuff with soap. I know she ain't doing nothing with soap. She waiting for me to go. She act like she doing some soap. It's 3:00. It's 2:00 in the morning. She ain't doing no soap. She waiting for me to get
hey,
off.
y'all enjoy y'all families tomorrow, man.
You well,
Yeah, and
exactly.
Rick, I'm
about
gonna
to go back
I'm gonna
outside.
reach back out to you on Friday.
Yeah, please. Yeah, hit me up and say, "Hey, drop that off at the
Yeah.
So I remember. So I remember. Matter
Yeah,
of fact,
yeah.
I'm gonna bring it downtown. I'm gonna bring it downtown with me now, cause I don't even bring that stuff downtown, man. I think somebody gonna steal that stuff, man.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna reach out to you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna send you a text tomorrow, and I still reach out on Friday, but just let me know what the ticket is. But definitely send that up here, man, so I can start getting that batch together, man.
I got you, man. I got
And
you, man.
and then hopefully we all three can get back on here. Well, Julian said you said Sundays and Wednesdays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good on Sundays. That works for me. I'll be down at the warehouse.
So
Totally.
that mean if you don't be a man of your word and you pop in on here on Sunday, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have an earful for you, but you know, I'm gonna reach out to you, man. Y'all go ahead and get yourselves wrapped up for the evening too, man, and we'll link back up on Sunday.
Let's
Yes,
do
sir,
it. And
man.
Rick can finish his story, and then I can start
And
on my.
then right,
Yeah, because
that's
We
what
my
never
we
story
will.
gets
we
long.
never finished the story. We got
Yeah,
sidetracked.
and
Us.
that's where we'll pick it back up from.
Yes.
Okay, that'll
All
work.
right, bet.
All right,
Hey,
y'all.
all right,
Peace.
Thanks so much,
all right,
guys. Take
all right.
care.
Yeah.
Bet.
Wow, what an amazing live. I love those guys. Great, great conversations. And thank you to all those that stayed and listened to the whole time. I hope you guys got some value of us just chopping it up about Seamoss and Seamoss life. Like these guys said, I think we're going to try and reconvene on Sunday evening. I'm not sure exactly what time, but probably around somewhere is in between 8 o'clock and say 10 o'clock, and we'll probably be at least 2-3 hours. I mean, tonight we started at 9:30 or 10:30, and now it's 1:45. So it's not something like we're going to just quick and gone. You know what I mean? So make sure you tune in and check it out. And if you have any questions, come join in on the conversation with us. Anybody's invited to come and talk. You want to come and talk about your business, you want to ask questions, any of that stuff. You know what I mean? Let's do it. I don't know if I'm always pronouncing the name, but I think it's Taeda. She tried to get in tonight. I think I'll sit with her and we'll try and see if we can figure out what happened with her phone or why it didn't work. It was a real shame because I figured we would have had a really good conversation with the four of us. So again, Julien, Jean Pierre, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys got good value of this, and I hope to see you guys again on Sunday evening when we pick this up from where we stopped. Excuse me. All right. Thanks a lot, and have a great day. And don't forget to take your CMOS.